It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay. Off your mind.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, my ego don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we loud, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. Political, this one not the off in mind. And in the touchlight every corner. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Them be promise us say we go get light and power. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. See them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego don't the political, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that my yegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say my yegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say my yegun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. My yegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. My yegun don't come, oh yo yo. Man of the masses, my ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego diary political, oh yo yo.
Hello there. Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Mayegun Live. Nigeria is going to war. It is just quarter to official. And tonight, on this program, I am going to walk you through what Kolu is about to walk Nigeria through. Share the broadcast as the first thing to be done. Sans norm, you actually know Mayego as Baroxy. That one actually hit home. You go explain yourself. Godfather is in. They used to call me Baroxy. Baroxytocin. Short or an add-on from oxytocin. The kind of name I coined because I was so good in biology at some point, because before I lost it. Oxytocin, a kind of an injection, they said, given to those who are in labor, like women who are pregnant, right? So Baroxy, oxytocin, baroxytocin. Whoever said that must have known me very, very well. Thank you. Share this broadcast. Invite your friends. Invite your not so friendly friends. Ebola is the new name they gave to Kolu. This is from the Nigerians. share the broadcast. Ladies and gentlemen, the country in country in orange is about to lead other countries to attack the one that is gray. Nigeria versus Niger. Share this. Thank you. So, good morning to you once again. Good afternoon to you. And good evening to you from wherever you are watching Mayegun from. Tonight, I am going to advise us to kind of, for a moment, leave all our sentiments aside and get serious, because shit is about to get serious. I mean, somehow, for the first time in our lifetime, Nigeria is actually going to be fighting war. And Nigeria generals who have never fought any war in their lives. But yes, you have generals, hundreds, if not thousands of generals in Nigeria. They give themselves titles. Most of the title came from working in sinister against the people of Nigeria in the interest of whoever was their president or leader at the time. They never fought any war. And that is why when Boko Haram came, they had no clue of what to do until it became an industry. So maybe for the first time, Nigeria go fight war. Maybe Nigeria go lose war, or Nigeria will win war. So leave all your sentiments for now and let's get serious. Today, well, anyway, for the past few days, you have been seeing the back and forth, right? Communication and then, sort of a brick bat. They call it brick bat or something. From Niger to Burkina Faso, from Burkina Faso, back to Mali, and on like that, where people were taking stand, even to Benin Republic, Togo, right? And in all together, it became ECOWAS versus Niger and others, a regional conflict that is brewing. And people believe that from both ends, it's just, you are seeing the hands of the puppet masters playing with their puppets in what shouldn't, for any reason, be called, be a call out for war. But Nigeria is going to war. ECOWAS has, from what I know, about 6,000 troops or soldiers. Okay? So Nigeria is volunteering to add extra 8,000 to those ECOWAS or ECOMOG troops from other West African countries. So the intention is that, one, from Sokoto, they will launch. Okay? So from Sokoto, when they will target the capital, Niamey, in Niger Republic, and they expect the operation to be done and dusted within days. So the intention was that, and in Nigeria, they are no longer in good time. There is already declaration of war. So Niger Republic have recalled all the ambassadors, even though some of them have said, no, we are not listening to you. You are not the real government and all that. So in all of this, ladies and gentlemen, the Nigerians themselves, sorry about that. Somebody said the audio is kind of, let me know. Is the audio 40? Do you have issue with the audio? If you do, you might need to leave leave the broadcast and come back in. All right? It may be your device. Before I proceed though, tell me. Somebody said the audio is bad. And it could be what? Okay. What we'll do is that, well, it could be the internet as well. But what you're going to do for me is this. I'm going to pop all of us on a short hold. Take a look at that internet, like you said, and then we will continue. I don't want you to miss anything, or us to miss out on anything at all. So yeah, I will be back. Don't go anywhere. So what happened is that I am still working on the audio, okay? But we are going to kind of manage it until I get to a point where I can put something in between and go fix it quickly again. So tell me, is the audio better? Kind of like when I talk or when yeah? Right, we can manage it then. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to walk you through how, or should I call it an highlight of how it all started, where we are, and where we are headed. Okay, so yes, the presidential guard of the president of Niger decided to overthrow him, and they arrested him. According to them, he is corrupt and is a stooge of France, and to the detriment of the people of Niger. That was their excuse. All right. So reactions that followed was that they should hand over power back to that civilian president, or they will attack the country. That's so unheard of. Usually, when things like this happen, the regional governments, they will come together. They will meet the junta, right? Have some sort of an agreement, like, oh, you are going to have to return the government, so you need to return the power back to democracy or civilian, you know, like they will have that arrangement. Nobody has ever threatened war with themselves because of coup in Africa before, ever. Like another country coming together and say, we are going to attack you. It has never happened before. But things are changing, okay? The Coupist in Mali, I mean, so the Coupist in Niger Republic, their loyalty is not to their colonial master, like their past kind of a government, military or civilian in the country. It's always been the French government or France influencing the change of government there. So the loyalty is always to them. But these guys, they just came from the blues, like as they presented them. No alliance with the West. How? And that is why the regional governments in West Africa are being pushed to start a war, right? Invade another sovereign country, okay? Remove their whatever government there, just to prove that, right? And in return, the Nigerians also are saying, listen, this is our problem. This is our own internal issue. Why would you attack us because of that? So they took to the streets. And when something surprising, by the way, and according to so many people, they're like, how come nobody thought about that name? So they were following, their neighbors, like very next to Nigeria. Where did they come up with that name, Ebola? I'll show you. So they protested when they knew that Tinubu is the one leading attack on their country, which is going to lead to civilian casualties. People are going to be killed because the West wants the government in Niamey removed, and they can't do that themselves. So they have to use the regional governments led by Tinubu. So on the street of Niamey, ladies and gentlemen, let's start with this. First, the ECOWAS came together and they gave this verdict, ultimatum to Niger.
Security of His Excellency President Mohamed Bazoum, as well as members of his family and government. In the event the authorities' demands are not met within 1 week, take all measures necessary to restore constitutional order in the Republic of Niger. Such measures may include the use of force. To this effect, the chiefs of defense staff of ECOWAS are to meet immediately. Hold accountable all those responsible for violence and terror against lives and properties of innocent citizens and residents of Niger. Security of His Excellency.
Did you hear that? They spoke as if to say, immediately the coup took place, the Nigerians, they have been protesting and they have rejected the coup. So the military are now killing them. So the West African countries are now coming together to save the lives of the Niger people in the hand of this illegitimate military Coupist. That is the picture. But when you take out the person who is reading it completely, you can tell those who dictated what they were reading. Nigerians were not rioting. They are not protesting. People are not, you know what I mean? Like, let me show you what it is like in Niger when they realize that Tinubu is leading ECOWAS to come and start killing them in their country. They removed the, Tinubu is Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So they were like, no, Bola cancelled. And they put the proper name, Ebola. And people were like, how come nobody thought about that in Nigeria all this while? About Tinubu. It's a contagious disease. Everything it touches as well. Look at people around him. Take a look at people around him. Corrupt, criminals, you know what I mean? Shady, indicted, different kind of characters that you can say, no, this is absolute, you know what I mean? So how come nobody thought about Ebola? Now Niger people, that these people are saying they want to go and rescue. You want to go and rescue people that are celebrating. Let's start with that. Remember, this is their own internal problem. It is their own country. Sure you get. So Nigeria is saying that it is an insult on ECOWAS. There's like people are beginning to just kind of promote coup now. So because coup is becoming popular due to the failure of the corrupt rogues, power mongers, called civilians, using democracy as a cover, impoverishing their people, and at the same time perpetuating themselves in power. Democracy. So they said it's an insult. So to ECOWAS, it's like ECOWAS is a toothless bulldog. So to show that ECOWAS is not a toothless bulldog, Tinubu will now lead the charge and attack the country militarily. Militarily. Look at the Nigerians they want to go and rescue. Look at them. telling ECOWAS and Tinubu, stay away from our country. Stay away from us. It's none of your business. Right? So yesterday, Kolu sent Sultan of Sokoto, as well as Abdusalmi Abubakar, another military coupist that ruled Nigeria. They sent them to go and meet the coupist in Niamey. Number one, they planned coup. Coup is not something anybody should kind of be proud of. Make I give you that caveat just before we go deeper. Military coup is the worst kind of government. A lot of, because of the failure of these civilian criminals, and somehow, people have seen so much worse that they don't mind the military. But if you understand what military rule simply mean, you have no right. All of you have no single right under them, except the ones they say you have. Remember that every constitutional order is gone, just whatever they say to you. You get what I mean? Now, that is the worst form of government. But we have seen even more than worse in the hand of these criminal politicians who have already manipulated and destroyed democratic process, corrupt to the teeth. However, when Abdusalmi and his gang, when they got to Niamey to go and speak with these guys and say, listen, what's your plan? You know, and that's the normal thing. Like, you go to them and say, what is your plan? We are not happy that democracy is not in Niger. Okay? So whatever is the issue and all that, let's talk. What is your plan? Do you have a plan of returning back to democratic rule soon? And how do you want to do that? You know what I mean? So that they can begin to kind of mediate until you get everything settled. So when they got to Niamey yesterday, they were welcomed properly. All right? Like normal. But at the end of the day, the meeting didn't hold. Because they said, listen, don't let us deceive ourselves. I'm saying this to you right now, exactly what happened though. They were like, listen, we appreciate you coming, but let us be honest with ourselves. This has nothing to do with change of government here or the people in government and all that. It is purely the Western war. And as it is, there is nothing, even if we tell you that we are going to return to democracy, nobody is going, because we are the reason, right? That they are, because they know what they are losing. So it is not about the power, the people in power. It is about what they are losing. And that is the Western power. And with the interest and the shouting of Russia, involvement with all these guys in that part of the region of Africa, yeah? So, of course, it is pretty much like igniting the America, French, and Russia proxy war outside their own region. Sure, you know that, Sha? America and Russia, do you know that they are so close that the distance between America and Russia is less than 60 miles? Do you know that? As aggressive as much as you have heard about them for decades, Russia, America, they are not far from each other, but they have never used any of their weapons on their own soil before. They always go and fight elsewhere. Sure, you get? You see them in Asia, in Iraq, Iran, in Syria. You see them in Africa. You see them in all these areas. But they will never fight themselves. They will never shoot any of their weapons. Sure, you know, Sha? In case if you don't know, I just thought I should remind you. The distance between Russia and America on the map is less than 60 miles. So they know that in Niger, that is about resources, baby. No matter what we say, we know those who are pushing every one of us from each side. So we are going down for it. There's no point in meeting you. So there was no deal. And of course, there was no further, you know what I mean? There was no further conversation. Because before they went to Niamey to go and meet them, according to they said they were sent by Tinubu to go and talk to them. No, they were not sent by Tinubu. Maybe Sanction did. They were not. These were the northern leaders who knows the implication of what Tinubu just said. It is not just them walking straight into Niamey from Sokoto. If you see the proximity of Niger Republic border and Nigeria, and you will realize that what it will take them to get to Niamey before they get to Niamey, is much faster for those who will put themselves as rebels to attack Abuja in Nigeria. I'll show you all of that. Like I said, put aside all of your sentimental and bring your senses together and see what you are about to walk into. Not that you do probably have any control or what have you, or I myself, but it's a deal for you to know what you are walking into. Sure you get. As they were going to Niamey, Tinubu have already started mobilizing the troop to Sokoto. So they are going to strike Niger Republic by here. And by all standard, Nigeria is like times 20 the size of Nigerian army. They are like times 20 the size of a Niger Republic, of course, or times 10, okay? And when it comes to weapon as well, Nigeria, with what Nigeria probably have, or if they are not all in the hands of the terrorists already, sure you get, with the weapons Nigeria have, if you compare that with that of Niger Republic, it will drown Niger Republic in that. But that is not how war works. You are attacking a country, okay? Not them attacking you. You are going there. You have no idea what you are walking into. Whatever intel they give to you, with this already put together expedition that is going to involve the lives of the people as well. Of course, you can tell that it's not about the weapons. It's not about the size of your army. It is about the stupidity or the cleverness or intelligence of your commanders. These are the people who couldn't fight Boko Haram in Nigeria. Are you following me? Now, Niger coup has made them mobilize troops. Tinubu already mobilized 8,000 men that are ready to move into Niger Republic. And according to them, those are the first sacrifice. If those ones couldn't do the job, all right, then they will send another 8,000. Around that time, they will begin to look into all of you, NYSC. Those of you who are going to NYSC, they will begin to recruit you. Remember that, normal, you will say Ukraine no meet the size of Russia. Sure you get. And I bet, even when Russia wanted to invade Ukraine at the time, right, knowing that America is going to back them, the NATO is going to back them, but nevertheless, they still felt like when this whole thing will end, it's probably another 2-3 months, it will be over with. The Ukraine-Russia, this now has lasted this, so sure you know. Now, here is the similarity here, okay? Somehow, with the other countries, like in the same Africa, ready to contribute troops for Niger, right? And at the same time, stage their own guerrilla attack in some of the participating countries too. You're not going to just go and start attacking Niger, and then you're going to go to bed in your own country. Don't ever dream that. Now, when it comes to weapon, you have no idea those who are also going to supply these guys who are ready to also die for Niger weapons. One of them is China. China was building their biggest pipeline project in Niger Republic. And guess what? Because of them avoiding Nigeria completely, let me see if I have that map. I'll show you something. I'm trying to kind of break down the resources that will go into, all the interests that are going to go into this war in the eventuality. Here is one. If you take a look at this map on your screen, that's what do you call it? That green line you see there, is from the Niger Republic oil kind of there, right? So China built that long line, avoided Nigeria, and they took that line straight to Benin Republic. Now, Benin Republic is participating in the expedition against Niger. So with all of this, complicated interest and all that, let's begin to now look how far and what Nigeria is walking into. Because they are thinking this whole thing should last in another few days. Who is Niger? In another few days now, they will chase all the... Maybe yes, maybe not. But at the same time, it is war. When you call it war, it is war. Okay? So now take a look at the Nigerians, right? That Kolu and gang were planning to go and rescue from those who they believe took over power illegally. Let's go back there. Ebola Tinubu. So, those are the people that Tinubu and the rest of all these guys said they wanted to go and rescue in the hands of the coup. So, it is no longer a coup, by the way. It has now become a revolution. You know, when some similar thing tried to happen in Sierra Leone last week. Yeah. There was another coup attempt in Sierra Leone just last week. Okay? It was aborted. You can say aborted coup. If it succeeded and they have now institutionalized a new order, because that's what happened in Niger Republic, right? Military rule. The this and that, minister this, minister that, the president, the vice president, the speaker, senate, all of those, they were the existing order. When they succeeded in their coup, they suspended all those orders. The new order in the Niger Republic right now is that a military order. Now, as it is right now, it's no longer coup. It is now a revolution. So Nigeria is walking into a country that will be hostile to them. Like you are coming to come and rescue them, you said. But they are going to see you as enemies. Like, what are you doing here? Like, we don't want you. And before you even go there, okay, like, there was no real conversation. All of this has to happen because France wanted to happen now. Do you understand? There was no real line of communication or anything, no. It was like they are giving orders. All the countries interested say hi. All the countries against say nay. The eyes have it. All of you, the service chiefs of all these countries, we want you to go and meet in Abuja. They met in Abuja. And that was when they said there is no going back. They are going to attack Niger Republic. Ladies and gentlemen, their report.
Create the reality in the region that the worst form of democracy is still better than the best military dictatorship. Likewise, the condemnation of the coup in Niger by the international community is a local development. The swift reaction by the international community is a huge testimony to the preference for democracy and constitutional rule to any form of governance. Consequently, Nigeria and indeed ECOWAS calls upon the international community to remain resolute on that stance and continue to show solidarity with ECOWAS for affirming the superiority of democratic and constitutional rule.
So that was then when they met in Abuja. And it was like the final thing. Like even if the junta in Niger says, you know what, we are going to return the government back to democracy once we clean and clear out all these criminals. About 5,000 of them have already been arrested. 5,000 politicians are already in custody, in being interrogated, and they are already confessing their roles, their loot, and all of that kind of normal regular. Sure, you get. But they are not giving them any chance. It's been war from the onset. Nothing they say is going to avert it. Nothing. Right now, northern Nigeria, especially the Sharia North, is divided over this. But we'll get to that part. So immediately the Niger Republic junta, the moment they realize that there's not going to be any going back, it's going to be fight to finish. The entire region is going to be boiling soon. Nigeria, Benin Republic, Togo, and the rest of them that are joining this, if they are unable to win the war within a week, as they plan to, then it will become a regional crisis that can last for years. Their first response was that they are cutting ties with Nigeria and all these West African countries. They are cutting ties with France, UK, and so many other places they named, including America, although it's in French. But that's exactly what he said. But listen.
Décret numéro 2023/09 du 3 août 2023 mettant fin aux fonctions de certains ambassadeurs extraordinaires et plénipotentiaires de la République du Niger. Le président du Conseil national pour la sauvegarde de la patrie, chef de l'État, décrète, article 1er, il est mis fin aux fonctions des ambassadeurs extraordinaires et plénipotentiaires de la République du Niger, dont les noms suivent. Madame Aïchatou Boulama Kane, ambassadeur du Niger auprès de la République française. Monsieur Alat Magaskia, ambassadeur du Niger auprès de la République fédérale du Nigeria. Monsieur Sidi Zakari, ambassadeur du Niger auprès de la République togolaise. Monsieur l'imam Tingiri Mohamedou Kiari, ambassadeur du Niger auprès des États-Unis d'Amérique. Décret numéro .
So, that was him announcing the callback, or let me say the recall of the ambassadors from a couple of countries. I mean, they are announcing sanctions on them, okay? And immediately, Kolu made that announcement that they are going to go to war. He told, he ordered that the border between Niger Republic and Nigeria should be shut. So in case if you don't know, they have turned off electricity in Niger Republic. The first breach of a treaty between Nigeria, Niger, and some of these West African countries to share the electricity generated from the river that they allowed to actually kind of flow to Nigeria, Kanji. Yes, they've turned it off. And that's the first act of declaration of war on them. They've sanctioned them and shut the border. But this is the border between Niger Republic and Nigeria. The Akolu have told the custom to go and shut. They did that yesterday. So if you want to cross between Niger and Nigeria, this border is now shut. Okay? So except if you see smugglers who can smuggle you in through this border. Now, having shut this border, there are already reports that trucks bringing food to Nigeria are now stuck at the border like this. Well, for those of you who are in Nigeria and waiting for Nigeria to show Niger, to teach them some lessons, what they are not telling you is that you are also going to share in that lesson. The hardship in Nigeria right now, especially about food, is about to get worse once this expedition starts. Okay, so from Sokoto to Niamey, it is going to be a journey of 315 kilometers, somewhere around the 212 miles. So Nigeria has declared no-fly zone in that country. And that means very soon they will start shooting down planes that goes into Niger Republic. So the air of Niger Republic is going to be controlled by the Nigeria Air Force, because they are the ones in West Africa with enough fighter jets to implement or to do that. So they're going to use that in Niger. But what they are not also telling you is that there is a place called, is it called a Zardin or something? I'll go and check the name. It is also almost similar journey from that place to, what do you call it, Abuja. And they can strike Abuja before Nigeria even get to Niamey, just in similar trip. But that's too far. You know, places like Sokoto, Katsina, Kaduna, Yobe, and all these kind of border areas too, Borno, they are never going to be free from the pang of that war. Once it gets, you know what I mean? Like I said, even if they decide to take Niamey, between Niamey and the other major region in Niger Republic is about 1,114 kilometers. So they can abandon Niamey for them, just to give them the sense of victory. And then they will start attacking that same Niamey. So it will require the Nigerian Nigerian army, as well as the ECOWAS army, to actually take control of the entire Niamey, the capital. They will need to set up roadblocks. They will need to set up so many workforces within the city to control it and administrate on it. And these guys are still going to be elusive. And that is why the first week that they can see a sense of victory is not going to be the victory. And that is all about war. You know, you only know the beginning. You don't get to see the end. Nigeria is attacking a country that is 37% bigger than it. Nigeria, as big as Nigeria is in your own mind, Niger Republic is 37% bigger than Nigeria. So if you have no idea of what you are walking into, maybe this letter that Kolu sent to the National Assembly today, telling them it is time, we are starting war. Yes, he finally writes the National Assembly for their permission. So here is another kind of obstacle, like another stopgap that will show if Nigeria is going to fight war, or, okay, let me break it down for you. The people from northern Nigeria are not really, when I say northern Nigeria, I'm talking about Sharia North. They are not really happy with this. And they have their people in that National Assembly. So it is time for them to debate and give Tinubu approval. It is also the first litmus test for Akpabiole as Senate President, because this is going to be the devil and the deep blue sea choice. Tinubu is acting based on the request of France, America, and the rest of the West to at least stop the advancement of Russia and Russia ideology in this part of Africa. So Tinubu is going to want to deliver that for them. But he needs the National Assembly to pass it, to give him permission. Would he bribe them? Would the Northerners, would this Northern jihadist, senators too, would they look away and give Tinubu approval? What if they deny him? And they said, no, he shouldn't go to war. The National Assembly deny him. Would Tinubu go back to the West and tell them, I'm sorry, I can't go to that war because the National Assembly didn't approve it? Okay? Or would he just go ahead and still go ahead with the war? Veto them. What would be the consequences of all of this? Listen, I'm saying all of this. That's why I said drop all your biases. Let's talk about real thing here. The shit is about to hit the fan. A lot of them are currently, they have been railroaded into a terrain that is so alien. And guess what? It is happening right now. It is happening right now. So yeah, if I couldn't make you understand what the intention is, maybe what the letter that Tinubu sent to Akpabiole will do justice to it. Abi, we will listen to the letter together. Because you know what he did? He wrote them today about things he's already done. Sanctioning the Niger Republic, cutting their electricity, mobilizing the soldiers, 8,000 troops, ready to attack. The Navy are ready. The Air Force are ready. Almost everyone is ready. They are just waiting for his command. Now, this is the letter, just for all of us to listen to. Viable TV owns the credit for this video, and we duly give it to them.
Of the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, on the political situation I present my modest compliments to the distinguished Senate President and distinguished senators. I do have the honor to inform you that following the unfortunate political situation in Niger Republic, culminating in the overthrow of the administration of His Excellency President Mohamed Bazoum on 26 July 2023, the Economic Community of West African States, under my leadership, condemned the coup in its entirety and resolved, alongside other members of the international community, to seek the return of the democratically elected government in Niger, or in Niger rather. Consequently, in a bid to broker peace and restore democracy in the country, the ECOWAS convened an extraordinary summit of the Authority of Heads of States on Sunday, the 30th day of July 2023 in Abuja. The body, consistent with African Union and ECOWAS protocols on constitutional changes of government, thereafter issued a communique, a copy attached, on the line of action decided upon by member states. As chair of ECOWAS, Nigeria has the obligation to lead in the implementation of the directives outlined in the communique, and as such, steps have been taken to give effect to the resolutions therein. Accordingly, the distinguished Senate is invited to note the following, and the following actions expected of ministries, extra-ministerial departments and agencies, including military and paramilitary agencies. These actions include 1. Closure and monitoring of all land borders with Niger Republic and reactivation of the border drill exercise. Cutting off electricity supply to Niger Republic. Mobilizing international support for the implementation of the provisions of the ECOWAS communique, preventing the operation of commercial and special flights into and from Niger Republic, blockade of goods in transit to Niger Republic, especially from Lagos and the eastern seaports. Embarking on the sensitization of Nigerians and Nigerians on the imperative of the actions by ECOWAS, particularly via the social media. Military build-up and deployment of personnel, intervention to enforce compliance of the military junta. To enforce compliance by the military junta in Niger should remain recalcitrant. Freezing assets of state enterprises and parastatals in commercial banks. In light of the foregoing, I wish to respectfully solicit the support of the National Assembly in the successful implementation of the ECOWAS resolution, as outlined in the attached communique. While looking forward to your usual cooperation, kindly accept distinguished
that is a Colu's letter. Sorry for the quality of the audio, okay? And I bet is already kind of already most part of it. So they want to start paying people that will continue to lie to you on social media so that they can justify the attacks on Niger Republic. Because once people begin to die, once this starts kind of more escalated, they need people on social media, on their own conventional media, everywhere. Sure, you get to come and lie to you and make it sound like it is actually the right thing to do. They are doing this because, you know, it's the right thing to do. But they are not giving you details. That's why I said it needs permission to mobilize international communities. What that simply means is that so that they will be able to sit down publicly with America, France, and the rest of them discussing the war in Niger Republic. And every support that comes, every money that will go into the war can be legitimized. So the question now is that would the National Assembly give Tinubu, knowing that they are expected to do his bidding? Okay? Maybe they didn't expect something this huge so early. Or maybe they didn't even care, or like they have no idea of how serious this could be. And then they give him the go-ahead to go and attack Niger Republic. So that is yet to play out too. But ladies and gentlemen, Ma shows you the Niger Republic and their friends, that Nigeria and our friends are about to attack, so that we can put this in kind of a perspective, in kind of picture. You know what I mean? See, ma, try this. It's just a quick show of what they are walking to. Niger Republic. This is our word. Me and you, we are somewhere in this circle right now. Okay? But let's go to Niger, right? Or Niger Republic, or Republic of Niger. Depends on whatever you want to call it. Right? Now, this is the country. And it shares border with Nigeria. Okay? It is bigger than Nigeria. If you, maybe if I move it a bit, you see Nigeria just underneath it. Now you see that red circle, river called River Niger, the one they named the country after, Niger Republic. And then Nigeria, who also shared the name with the River Niger as well. Now you see that River Niger that passes through here, it ended up in Nigeria under a treaty in 1963, 1964. That treaty was that they, Nigerians, they will not stop the free flow of that water. Nigeria is bigger. Nigeria can build a bigger dam that collaboratively will then share the electricity with them, right? This was what brought Nigeria sharing or giving electricity to Niger, right? Now, here is the country. Now, if this is where, if you see Sokoto at the bottom here, my expander, you see Sokoto here. This is where they are camping Nigerian soldiers. It's where they are camping the Nigerian soldiers. Now, you see the other end of the border there. You will see Maradi, right? That one is very close to Katsina. Not too far from Daura too. Now, if you go to Zinda, that one is like another bigger town in Niger Republic. Now, that one is very, very close to, you know, like Daura, yeah? And then places like Kano, they can actually carry out attack as far as Kano, okay? But let's go back a bit. Now, if you look at Sokoto at the bottom of that bottom Sokoto there, and then you see Niger, that one with red, that's the capital they want to go and take over. And the route here. Then if you kind of go to the side, you begin to see other countries who are also who bordered Niger too, like Mali. Let me reduce that a bit. Okay. Now, for example, like Mali, you have Mali, you have Burkina Faso. Okay. Then at the tail end, where you have Burkina Faso, you have Benin Republic. Now you see Benin Republic, Togo, Ghana, Liberia, Sierra Leone, Guinea, Conakry, and the rest of them, Senegal. They are considered West African countries, okay? Now, if you check under Burkina, I'm holding it. One sec. Now, you see Benin Republic here. Now, this is Benin. Now, a very small space. Now, with Bamako, so with Burkina Faso, right on the flank, on the left. So, Niger Republic, Benin Republic, would either just depend on the ECOMOG troop they are contributing. ECOMOG troop that will be going to Niger from Abuja. That's their launch pad. If they make any attempt to go through the gap, the little gap between Niger Republic and Burkina Faso, and Burkina Faso is already saying any war on Niger is a war on Burkina Faso. So you can see how all these lined countries, like those who are at the top, right there, are indeed wanted to protect this wide red, map. But there's also a twist, okay? The twist is that you have Algeria at the top of Niger, right? Now, Algeria, from the latest report, is saying that initially they said they are not going to, people shouldn't use military intervention in Niger, okay? Then this morning, they have changed that. They said they are going to support the ECOWAS, in fact, in their military escapade in Niger Republic. So which means the support of Algeria helping Niger is no longer tenable. What about Libya? If you check on the right, top right, that's Libya. Libya is a place where you have different rebels after the demise of Gaddafi, remember? Now, Chad hasn't said anything, okay? Chad hasn't said if they are going to be part of it or not, but look at that closeness as well with Niger, right? And then, Libya. So when you consider that this red place is also called the Sahel Sahara Desert, where the free flow of gun trafficking, human trafficking, and all kind of illegal trafficking takes place, especially the infiltration of Africa with different weapons. These take place in these areas. The domicile area of terrorists in most part of Africa, they are in this red part of Africa. Now, most of them are like Ajagunjeuns, like the Wagners people are talking about. I'm giving you an example of how not isolated Niger is compared to what they are telling you. Niger is not isolated in a way. And yeah, I don't know if Chad is, I believe they are all puppet states anyway. But whatever it is, somehow they are taking sides, but we haven't know what Niger is doing or saying. Libya, they have no real government. And of course, They also share the border with them too. So if they will need them to walk in and also come and defend and all that. Now, that is not actually where I want to take you as well. When I told you that Niger is so big that their capital, the place they make a capital, is so inconsequential per se, to anybody who captured that in a war and say, oh, we have chased them away. You see, from this Niger, this Niamey, to their, let me put that up, to somewhere like this Zinda, is like 1,000 miles away. Now, if the target is to capture all these areas together, all these other regions, do they have the resources? Does Nigeria have that resources? Does ECOMOG have that resources to put in? Because you don't just capture a place. So what you do is that you have to establish authority there too. Yeah, that's what happened. If you want to return somebody back to power, you have to provide. Because the military that gives security to this civilian in that country, they are the ones who are in government right now. And there's not been any report of any what do you call it? There hasn't been any report of people within the military, kind of mutiny. There's no military mutiny since this whole thing happened. So they've established their authority. So if you want to shift them away, you have to bring in enough troop. The Europeans who are in Niger Republic have mostly left. They have been evacuated. So it's now Africans versus Africans now in that place. And it's about to go down, as they say. So do you have the resources? I mean, I am posing most of these questions to all of us because I'm going to open the line. And you can call in from all over the place and tell me what you think. Because what Nigeria is walking into right now, despite the economic hardship that Nigeria is currently wallowing, I'm talking about economic recession. I was asking the other day that who is going to fund the war? They said America or France. So they will give us the weapons and then we'll go after the people they want us to remove. Why can't they remove them themselves? Now, wherever your own pendulum swings, whatever your bias is, I have pictured to you right now. The consequences of all of this is not just limited to them walking into Niamey, okay, and declare that they have taken over the place. That is not the beginning and the end of the war. With what we have on ground, and with what Nigeria is going through, the Nigeria Wahala or Nigerian Wahala, right now, do you think it is an adventure that you can say Nigeria has interest? It's because of Nigeria interest. What is Nigeria interest in Niger Republic that only war can resolve it? Maybe I will leave that to you to sort of enlighten me. But when you look at the proximities that are shown you, feel there, I'll go back to it. I'm going to share others. Now, if you, right, after this border, right, let me close it. Okay, and I'm going to put Nigeria. Do you get that? So that you can, at the same time, look from Nigeria. Don't let us look Nigeria from Niger. Now let's look Niger from Nigeria, from the Nigerian side. Now let's see. Right. Now, with this, at least you are familiar. Look at that red line as well. You are familiar with some of the names of these states in Nigeria. Okay? Remember that most of these border towns in Nigeria, between Nigeria and Niger, between Nigeria and Chad, between Nigeria and some of these West African countries, including Benin Republic, most of these border towns have been taken over by terrorists, different kind of terrorists. Vast land or forests, vast forest that they have occupied for years now. Lives have been lost, like, you know, as much as you can possibly remember. Onseko. Right. So now, if you now look at the upper part of that map, okay, let's go to the upper part. This is us now looking at Niger Republic from Nigeria. And these are the border towns, including some of the states that are not too far, that they will not just be hearing the bombs and the sound of guns, okay? They will also be seeing the influx, or should I say the free flow of refugees from every part of that country, including part of Nigeria too. Now, you see the flow of that refugees back into Nigeria and to other places when the whole thing starts sounding. It's going to be heard all along that red line. I hope you will remember that. This is a country that has not been able to get a proper security from their own military for 12 years. For 12 years. The reason why I'm actually showing you all of this is this. For you to sit down and ask yourselves, what exactly is Nigeria's interest, okay, in a Niger Republic that starting a war to change their government is the only solution that they can put together within 2 weeks. You will tell me when you phone in, are they afraid that once you have a coup leader in Niger, definitely it's just a matter of time before there will be a coup in Nigeria? Or what exactly is the interest of Nigeria in Niger? Others are saying, apart from other things, they said Kolu needs this distraction. That every day they will be asking you to pray for the Nigerian soldiers who are dying in Niger Republic. But you should be asking yourselves, why are they in Niger Republic? What is the business of Nigeria with Niger Republic that we have to actually settle it with war? I'll leave you to that. Let's go quickly back onto other things that follows, okay? Tifnumbu today sent out in fact, hang on, before we even do that, let's use this as a little kind of break. It's just the conversation that Nigerians were having at the newsstands in Nigeria when it comes to the 2 months of APC on their lives and businesses. I'll use this as my own little break, then drink some tea, then we'll continue.
The only youth that is there, they substituted with her dad for her dad, who was supposed to be there, who is age. A criminal from Port Harcourt become a minister in Abuja. Immunity.
Are you referring to
Wicked? Who will be anything? I'm referring to Wicked. He become a minister. I never know the post where they won't give Gandola. That collect money live and direct, they collect bribe live and direct. Instead of handing him over to EFCC, they hand him over to government now with what? Immunity.
Nigerians protested yesterday against the anti-people's policy. Do you think that will make any difference?
Who protested?
Nigerian Labour Congress and TUC.
Who is leading them?
Joe Ajero and the other person.
Which kind of motor in the use?
Well, I don't know.
They are not for us!
You mean they are not for the masses?
It's a lie! It's a lie! Yes, okay, let us start let's start a proper accountability for Nigerians. If we really want to grow in this country, let's start accountability. Have you ever put in your money? Have you ever put in your money in your shop not knowing how much you put in the shop? Are you not waiting for returns?
Of course.
What exactly either you lose or you gain? Are you not going to check it at the end of the year?
Yes.
Sorry, sir. How much does Mr. President spend to become a president? Sir,
Billions.
I know. Now you talk about me. I don't know. Me, I don't know. Now you talk about. But is it for the Christmas? For the Christmas, they collect money before our people enter. Go collect that thing we want collect. Now we take buy and not be free. They give us. The only you.
I have been told that he is a very popular face at Ogba. If you are a regular person around Ogba area of Lagos, you will know the Alhaji is somewhere around Ogba, I've been told, right? And if you want to hear about Nigeria, let me tell you something, especially some of you are like young people, sure you get. If you want to understand a lot about Nigeria, like genuine conversation, go to newsstands every morning. Yeah, just, you know, they will talk about a lot of things. And if you are interested in politics, go there. That's where you have the raw conversation. Even though the same people seems to be kind of powerless, like, you know, they couldn't really change anything. They see themselves as, what can we do? There's nothing we can do. Of course, we know this, but it will give you a better understanding of Nigeria politics so very much. Spend your time with them. Not just on Wizkid versus Davido, Ronaldo versus Messi. Sure you get. Spend your time. Understand the criminals that are running this whole show. And maybe buy some paper. Well, maybe not buy papers if you don't have money. Use that your own data. Read more. Read more. It does help. Seriously. And it's actually going to help you as well to unlearn what you have been told. You have to unlearn a lot of things. A lot of us need to unlearn, to relearn, before we can actually match with today's real challenges. Not using this 17th century mindset to discuss 21st century situation. And we have this all among a lot of people using the 17th century mindset, brains, to discuss the 21st century problems. And they will be telling you that's how it's done. In the time of our forefather, that's how we did. I say, you can't even be like your forefathers who had time to think. They had brains, they were thinking. A lot of you don't have brains to even think anymore. That's why these criminals are able to manipulate you and put all this nonsense in your head, and there you are, energized to argue and fight over nonsense. You know what I mean? Using the mindset of 17th century to discuss the 21st century, you know, problems, right? But yeah, spend time and read, please, and so that you don't end up twerking. For politicians who don't give a damn about you. There's never a chance that they give a damn about you. And if you know better, you probably won't be twerking like Deji was telling Asari.
I did not go there to take Tom Polo's contract. I have enough. So I'm a Muslim.
Why are you twerking
I'm
so hard,
satisfied.
Why are you twerking so hard? You are twerking too much. You are twerking too much for Dagaban. You are twerking too much.
You are twerking too much.
You are twerking too much.
Twerking so much
even the Jagaban you are twerking for, even the Jagaban you are twerking for will not respect you like this. He will respect Tom Polo more, who is quiet and silent. You are twerking too much, sir. Because I will be the first person. I brought Tom Polo into it because I brought Tom Polo into it. I brought Tom Polo into the argument is because you are doing as if you want to take over Tom Polo's job. That's why I brought Tom Polo into the conversation. And again, Sheung, it is important to say, Sheung, that whether you look to the left or you look to the right, you will see that someone like me, I'll be the first person to shout to high heaven. If it is true that Simfagbada has been threatening Asari's people, I'll be the first person to even lead the protest in this country to condemn him. But there's no evidence to that effect. But
I don't
there is
need you.
evidence to the effect that Asari threatened the governor, a sitting governor, and said in his own word, he said if you do anyhow, you will see anyhow. He said it. And he also said that he will create an army more deadly than Boko Haram. And it is because Tinubu has endorsed, has seen him. That's why he's twerking this much. And again, I agree with Asari on the issue of him saying it is the military men that are behind the oil bunker. I agree with him. He's saying the truth. Because there is no way in this, it's not even possible in this world that they'll be doing bunkering in Nigeria and the military are not in the know. Of course, they're in the know. Whenever I see truth, I recognize truth and I acknowledge truth. What Asari has said on that in that regard is the truth. Everybody in the military, we all talk to them. They confirm to us and reconfirm to us that the military, majority of them, they are the ones that are colluding with the oil bunker.
Ah, God! Why do you brought me to this Nigeria? What is my sin? Kí lẹ ṣẹ̀ mi gangan? Kí ni ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ mi tó fi dá mi sí Nàìjíríà yìí? Ìkíní, èkejì, ẹ̀kẹta. Ah! Ó yẹ o.
Ó ti dójú ẹ̀ sẹ́yìn. Ó ti dójú ẹ̀ sẹ́yìn. Ó ti dójú ẹ̀ sẹ́yìn. Ó ti dójú ẹ̀ sẹ́yìn.
Ó ti ṣe kíni o, ó ti dojú ẹ̀ sẹ́yìn. Like I said, read more, know these guys, and I bet it. You probably won't be twerking for them. I mean, Asari, Alhaji Asari nearly cried. Me, Asari, yes, you are twerking. You wanted to take Tompolo's job. Look at you. You said if anybody's do anyhow, they will see anyhow. You are twerking too much. Deji. God damn it, man. And of course, you need to twerk to get rewarded. You know that. Yesterday, we were talking about Tinubu breaking the record, sending 47 names to be confirmed as ministers in a country that is, oh my dear God, that is going through that is almost bankrupt if it's not already bankrupted. And you are still very much having over-bloated cabinet, Abi. Well, I'm not surprised. Like somebody said, it needs to compensate a lot of people at your own expense. Here you get 47 people. But out of these 47 people, people who worked so much, who threw their own family under the bus for Tifnumbu, people like for Food Kayode, Femi Foni Kayode, his name was not up. First fraud Otobokeyamo, abi fraudsters Otobokeyamo. His name was not there too. Waiting they sup, waiting they happen. People shower like a lot of people were interested in the list of Tifnumbu. They were not interested. They knew that it's just going to be the conglomeration of criminals or collection of rogues, past and present. All past and present criminals. Is that not what APC is, by the way? All past criminals. All present criminals. Association of past criminals. Allied present crooks. APC. Ebekebe. So people were just interested in seeing who is going to be who is going to be who. So talking about working, after doing all of this during the campaign, it was shocking that where is Otobokeyamo? Ladies and gentlemen, they removed the lady and put Otobo's name. And I guess, you know what? If you are talking about twerking, I don't think there's any senior advocate of a nuisance or senior advocate of nonsense, or as some of you call them, the Sansant or Sandalili. Some of you even call him the EU certified fake news merchant. I am talking about a fraudsters Otobo Keyamo. Shey anybody will be lawyer to work like this for Tifnumbu in your life? Have you ever seen anyone like this before?
A lie with arithmetic that no Indian can solve it. A lie with arithmetic that never, no Indian can solve it. A lie with arithmetic that never, no Indian can solve it. A lie with arithmetic that never, no Indian can solve it.
What's going on, Christian? What's going on, Christian?
Everybody looking propose. Yes. Everybody looking propose. Everybody looking propose. Yes. Everybody looking propose. Everybody looking propose. Yes. Everybody looking propose.
Fraudsters Otobokeyamo. Like, it came with a reward. It's going to be a minister. Again. Yeah. And the lady, they removed her name. Very sad. Her name is, I'll go check her name again. I think her name is Miriam Shetty. Her real name is Miriam Shettima. But because she went to East London, University of East London, Omo London, here you get. You know, when you meet Yetunde in London, Yetunde will turn to Yeti mama. Yeti sexy. When you meet Khadija in London, she will tell you she's Khadija. Yeah, she's Khadija. I don't know if that is even right. Now, if you see Miriam Shettima in London, she will be called Miriam Shetty. Unfortunately, Kolu Jeojue. She was one of the names they put forward as your ministers. Today was supposed to be a confirmation day. I perceive they remove for Otobokeyamo Bidiso. Oh, sorry, Khadija is Kadi. Oh, Kadi B. You see, I said it's not Khadija, it's Kadi B. Khadija to Kadi B. Shetima to Shetty. You know what I mean? Yeah? She was at the Senate hearing today in Nigeria. Are you with me? And while they were waiting to call her, they told her that, sorry, Kadi B, they don't select another person. Look at this. You get what I mean? Like, why would you do that to her? Why? Like, they should have said, oh, you know what? Shetty, please, don't go to that National Assembly tomorrow. We'll give you another appointment. But they didn't tell her. Right? And to the rest of us who always know that, well, maybe she's not like us or what have you, but I mean, I always kind of know this. Asari?
How many times would they tell you before you know that Nigeria is not for you? Now they never leave you. They have left you behind. Photo, not be juju be that. Sorry, oh. May God not allow them, make them kill you.
You get it? Okay. If you don't get it, forget about it. You get it? Okay. If you
now leaving Cardi B out of the conversation now, okay? So we now need to go to other things. For example, right? A lot of people believe that Kolu and his American and then French friends, they have sold him the bobo of starting a war so that they can use that to distract you. Hang on. Sorry, guys, sorry. Before I continue, I just kind of looked up right now. We are almost 4,000 of us on YouTube right now. I mean, like 3,800, okay? I know a lot of you are kind of so soaked into this broadcast, all right? But could you do me one favor, right? Like the broadcast. I mean, just go on that day and drop your offering. We've only have about 700 people who actually felt like, oh, Mayegu, well done. And they like the broadcast. I'm not saying you should post the emoji of thumb up. Go under the video, leave the comment section, improve it. Why can't we have like 2,000, 3,000 of us who have taken their time to just kind of stop by and like the broadcast? Would you do that for me, please? Well, I'm going to continue. Don't worry. I'm not going to keep you like hostage. Okay? But just do that for me. I'm going to see it. The moment the number starts changing, I will know that you have responded. Okay? And you can subscribe too to my channel if you haven't already. Now, people believe that Kolu is trying to distract you or distract all of us. And war is not like, let me explain something to all of us here quickly. War is not like when they will say they have sent soldiers to Ogun State. Oh, we are sending soldiers to Imo State to go and look for IPOB or what have you. We are sending soldiers. All that kind of intimidation you see in Nigeria. Here you get the one that is always giving Nigerian soldiers their title. They will say, this one, colonel. This one, captain. This one, general. I say, which war? How did you become general? You will say, I sat for the exam. I went for the exam to become a colonel. No, that's not how to become a colonel. That's not how to become a general. You need to fight war, real one. Defend Nigeria. Bleed for Nigeria. And you had the chance, You couldn't defend Nigeria. You couldn't get rid of the terrorists. A lot of you turned to politicians. Money, 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 money. So, I don't understand, right? But nevertheless, Shadisha said that Kolu is using that to distract everybody. So, this is war now. Real expedition. Where you are going to be seeing bodies. People will be dying. CNN, BBC, they will be reporting like they are reporting in Ukraine. You know? And they are going to be using propaganda to deceive you. But when you are at war, there may be no election again. The judges and the rest of them, they may not be allowed to give any judgment anymore. Nigeria is at war, a state of war. I don't know if you know that. We've never seen this before, except during the genocidal war, the Biafran war, right? When Nigeria committed the genocide, and those who committed the genocide were rewarded. They became presidents, ministers, rich, wealthy people who shared your entire resources. Sabi? That's the reward. That was war. But you need this one, now inter-countries war. Sure, you know. So it's not like they are declaring to come and send soldiers. They say, soldiers are coming, that you'll be making videos, and you see soldiers going to intimidate civilians. Dress up like they are going to war. Now, Nigerians, they won't go fight, too. They know those Nigerians don't have the same weapon like them. They know those Nigerians, they are mostly harmless. Then they will dress like war. This is how we are soldiers. Now only go, we hear. We know the year come back. Now, do you see this Niger Republic? A lot of you will run away. Yeah, a lot of them will run away because Nigeria simply just doesn't have it. And whoever is pushing Nigeria to this, they said it's to distract you. So if it's full war, you may not have elections again. Yeah, you may not have elections again. And the Supreme Court and the judicial every year, they may not be. Don't take my word for it too, because even if you tell me, say, Maegu, no, it's not true. They can start another one. You don't witness when Nigeria fight war before. You don't see them before when Nigeria fight another country. So you are saying that I'm wrong. You are right, Abi. Oh yeah, bring your experience. Yeah, bring the evidence. Bring the evidence so that Nigeria fought war with anybody. Nigeria never fight any war with anybody. Sure you get. But you see this one. That Nigeria is leading ECOWAS to go and charge their neighbor to change the government there. And they are mobilizing here and there. Kolu the criminal. They can manipulate that. Yeah, they can. Don't say no. Because this is not going to be a 1 week operation or 2 weeks operation. I am just saying. But there are those who completely believe that Mayegun, that's nonsense. It's bullshit. This tribunal will deliver their judgment either at the end of this month or early next month, because the 180 days given to them by their constitution will actually end sometimes in September, first or second week of September. So whether they like it or not, whether Nigeria is fighting war or Nigeria is not fighting war, whether Kolu is using the diversionary tactic or not, there is still the main issue. A former, or I don't know if it's a former drug lord, who forfeited $460,000 to the United States of America DEA for drug trafficking, who also happened to be a Guinean, that we just discovered that he's from Guinea. Somebody who nobody knows his real age, his real date of birth. Nobody have a clue of his educational information. Nothing is real. Even his work background, like, okay, when he worked, he lied about all of these things, to the point that even the INEC that rigged for him are completely saying that they didn't know that he was a drug lord during the election, even though they lied. That's not the only problem. They declared him winner of an election that he didn't win. Ladies and gentlemen, when they asked the people who declared him winner to bring the evidence of the results that they declared, we know that they said he scored 8.9. Atiku scored 6.9, Abi, and then Obi scored 6.1. Now, bring all the evidence that show all these scores. Ladies and gentlemen, out of 176,000 polling units in Nigeria, 18,000 of them, the result from 18,000 polling units came out blank, nothing on it at all, like blank. The another 38,000 polling unit result, I'm not saying 38,000 votes, 38,000 polling units where people voted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 units. 38,000 of them, their results are unreadable. You can't even read them at all. INEC printed those results, those empty sheets, and they wrote on them certified, and they gave them to Labour Party and PDP as the result of the election that declared Tinubu winner. How do you do that? Does this even make any sense? These are the real issue that the people are saying. If the judiciary have any one job to do, is to look into their law, look into the evidence, and save all of you from this trauma. Would they? Can they? I don't know. But somebody believe they can. I'll share this with you. A very quick one.
The Presidential Election Petition Tribunal will decide whether it will allow a person with forged certificates and criminal conviction to be the president against the Constitution. If the tribunal fails to disqualify Ahmed Tinubu, despite clear evidence of forgeries and criminal conviction, and disregards the Constitution, it destroys public integrity in Nigeria. The evidence before the tribunal is clear that a U.S. court convicted Ebola Tinubu of drug offense and ordered him to forfeit a huge sum as fine. He also presented a fake certificate to INEC. The Constitution disqualifies from public office anyone convicted of a crime or who presents a fake certificate because these crimes undermine public integrity. Since 1999, a speaker, a Senate president, and a minister of finance have been removed from office because they presented fake certificates. None of these had criminal convictions, but presenting fake certificates was enough to remove them from office. Today, our country is overrun by criminality and forgery. The tribunal cannot continue to encourage crime. We cannot be a republic of fraud. Otherwise, we lose credit and reputation and become a criminal state where even judges themselves will be victims. The tribunal must disqualify Tinubu for certificate forgery and criminal conviction. It must heed the advice of the Supreme Court in Saleh versus Abba that the courts must actively fight certificate forgery and should never allow anyone who presented a fake certificate to contest election in any public office.
Jay, Shay, help us, oh, help us. There is God, oh. There is God, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God, oh. God should descend, oh, today God will descend here. Nigerian women will not cry in vain. Nigerian women will not cry in vain. This thing will end today. My sisters, if your child lost, will you stay and keep quiet? Will you people stay and keep quiet? The president now is calling you, come, I want to help you. You don't want to appear. Will you agree? No. Now the first lady is calling you, come, I want to help you. Come to find your child, your missing child. Will you keep quiet? No. Child, there is God, oh. There is God, oh. The bloods we are sharing, there is God, oh. There is God, oh. There is God, oh. There is God, oh. There is God, oh.
I don't read social media anymore. They abuse the hell out of me. If I read it, I get high blood pressure. I get angry. I don't read it. So, if I want to hear anything, my children or any of my workers will tell me, this one say this one. If I'm tired, I say, please, forget it. I don't read.
Just forget about it. Now, I have been seeing some of the calls coming through. It's like a lot of you can't wait to start pouring out your hearts about this whole thing, Abi. So I'm going to let you have that time. But what we are going to do is that, again, I'm going to remind, like I said, we were almost 4,000 there, right? In fact, we are just almost 4,000 on YouTube. So if you are just joining us or you just came back to join us again, where I'm going to be taking calls soon, take a moment and like the broadcast. Thank you to everybody who responded. We now have over 1,200 of us who have responded. We can do better. I'm going to go make another cup of tea, okay? Now, when I get back, right, we'll start taking calls. Don't go anywhere. I will be back.
70 years old man.
Jesus is Lord.
1 second though. My caller. Sorry guys, that audio issue delaying me for a few seconds is still acting up. I'll fix that, I promise you. But I have a caller, and I bet this is Ifeanyi, right?
Of course, that's
I got you this time. I won't tell you the secret anyway. So how are you doing tonight?
I'm very fine, thank you, Mayegun. Thank you very much.
Beautiful.
How are you doing?
Well, very well too. Thanks for asking. Please.
You have a lot of callers, so I'll be very quick.
Please.
Mayegun, that you are discussing that Nigeria is going to war with Niger State is a cumulative effect of leadership failures over the years. Normally, if Niger State have a problem with Nigeria,
it is actually Republic of Niger, not just states. Please.
If Republic of Niger have a problem with Nigeria, a state closer to them, the security managing a state closer to them should be able to handle Niger Republic. It is a shame that a whole Nigeria is going to war with a country that, if we are performing very well, they will naturally collapse in Nigeria. We should be dictating what goes on in that country. So that they are overthrowing their presidents, whatever you see going wrong in Niger Republic is because nothing is working in Nigeria. If Nigeria is working, the people in Niger Republic ought to be working in the farms in Nigeria. They ought to be the people we are supposed to be saying we are not going to allow you to enter ECOWAS, we are going to get out of ECOWAS. They are supposed to be begging Nigeria to still be in ECOWAS because they ought to be begging more from Nigeria. So that we are discussing going to war with them, it's a shame. And then you come back locally to our home, and we are not supposed to be discussing war now. It is the last thing we should be discussing as a group of people, where majority of our youths don't know where their next meal is going to come from. If you have a problem with Niger Republic, there are so many ways you can sort out the problem. It shouldn't even make news in the media. Niger Republic is not bigger than Lagos. Financially and everything. In fact, most states in Nigeria are bigger in Niger State. So why are we even discussing this as a topic and they're writing letters to National Assembly? It's just like Haiti. It's just like United States discussing going to war with Haiti. On the national TV. It shouldn't. It's something we. Had it been we have shame. We shouldn't be discussing something like that. What Nigeria should be discussing today is that dollar is going to hit 900 naira very soon, and nobody knows what we are going to do from there. So we shouldn't even be discussing the war. We should be discussing the real things. These things are because Nigeria has gone so low that less than 20 years ago, Olusegun Obasanjo went to Sao Tome and Principe to go and restore a government. And in less than 20 years after, we are discussing going to war with not even the Niger Republic. Mayegun, is almost like we are not processing this information how we should do it. That's just it. And then I'm going to touch on something yesterday.
All right.
Did you remember what you said about the vessel that was arrested and all of that?
Yeah.
The deal gone wrong. When I was talking about it with somebody, I told the person that this is a deal gone wrong. I hope you know it's what happened.
I've always believed that. I mean, like.
Yeah, yes. The next two officers probably didn't settle the Tompolo boys. You know, Tompolo is naturally a criminal. If you tell a criminal to guide, and no criminal leaves what he can steal. If no criminal will leave what he can steal, if they brought Tompolo into the deal, nobody would have seen any ship leaving the Nigeria water. The only problem is that something might have gone wrong and they didn't settle. So that's why we are listening to it all over the news and making a big deal out of it. And the woman they made mess of that I watched a few minutes ago, I don't even know how anybody can begin to explain that. I feel sorry for her.
Process that too. I mean, like you moved all your family members, and you know how they do it in Nigeria now. They've done Thanksgiving, they've promised this and that. I'm just going for my this and wait for confirmation. Then they're like, you know what? You're not even going to walk in. You're not going to enter the building. You have been withdrawn.
No, ministerial interviews in Nigeria is almost a walkover. You must be here and pass. So she might have rented a house in Abuja.
Or they probably are just waiting for her to come and pay for the house. No rent, buy. They already told her that, you know what, this one will fit you if you become a minister. We'll sell you this one, 400 million naira, ma. I said, okay, we'll keep it for me. When I finish my screening, we'll discuss more. It's not going to happen. At least maybe not.
So I normally don't listen to ministerial. It's been long I listen to Nigerian politicians. Apart from these people, be waves and everything. Something they're talking about Erufai and all the shamelessness that happened there in National Assembly called interviews. And you people were making jokes. And I was like, were you people expecting something else? Do you remember the incident of Tanko Mohammed? Tanko Mohammed, the Sharia Chief Justice, we elected the last time. Did you remember that name?
Elected. He was appointed by Bokwari at the time. Yeah, Tanko technicality. I do.
He went to court. He went to that same interview. Yeah. And actually they asked him to define technicalities in law. Under camera, in front of the National Assembly, he said that technicality in law is the inability of judges, such as himself, to drive an aeroplane. Was he not made the? Was he not made
even use the word to drive? It's like asking the justice to drive aeroplane. That's what they asked him to do. How could somebody drive aeroplane? Tanko Shomadi. You're fine.
The man said he's a lawyer. The man said he's a lawyer. How can somebody now come and ask him about an aeroplane? Did they not clear him? They cleared him and he passed. So why are we standing like somebody didn't speak good English and the person didn't pass? If the Chief Justice of the Federation doesn't know what technicalities in law means, why are we pretending like we wanted good people to be there and to do anything? So let's all that call, please. Thank you.
Thank you. Let me take another one as usual, right? So I have another call, I believe. Hello there. Hello.
Hello, Michael. Hello, Michael.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. My name is Aka Babike, and I'm calling you from Belgium.
Aka from Belgium. How are you, sir?
Aka Babike. I am a first-time caller anyway.
Oh, you are. Beautiful. Thanks for calling me, please.
Yeah, but I've been watching you over the years, and so I just like the topic of today was so much, I was so much into it that I want to bring my own angle to it. I don't know how you'll see it. So.
Absolutely welcome. Please, go on.
Yeah, I just a pointer. I want to, I'll start by asking a few questions. One, which is, it's possible you can remember who is the current president of Egypt today. I think there's Al-Fattah al-Sisi. You know that, right?
Yes.
And you will remember that by the time the Arab Spring was on, when they removed the former president,
he
took over, and then the U.S. and whoever, the puppet masters, as we call them now, made him to conduct an election in Egypt, which Muslim Brotherhood won through Al-Sisi, right? Mm-hmm. And you remember that on the 3rd of July, 2013, that same Al-Sisi came back and overthrew the same government. America said nothing. Britain said nothing. All of them said nothing. It was
the Muslim Brotherhood of all of their crimes, and it was like, were they not the same people endorsed by the same America just a few years ago? I follow you, please.
So the question now is, why are they raising eyebrow or whatever, the dust of what is happening in Niger? Is it not the same queue that brought the current president there now? Because after that queue, he conducted an election, he won. So is it not the same queue that brought Al-Sisi to power, that brought this young man to power? That is, if it's possible, you can help us to amplify this particular point. That is number one for me. The number two is, I am an Igbo man, we, the Biafrans, and you guys, the Oduduans, if you people will believe in what I will say now, we should even praise Tinubu to go to this war.
Exactly.
Let Tinubu go to this war because me and you know that the Northerners will fight Tinubu at the end of this whole thing. So as they are fighting him, Oduduwa will be singing and going, and Biafra will be singing and going.
It's going to be a win-win for everybody. I said it before. Remember when I first spoke about this, right? I said, I pray that nobody will stop them from going. They need to.
Let them go to this war. I like this war to happen. Because one man, as I think Arise TV or some one television I was in on YouTube said, if Nigeria sends 2,000 soldiers to this, and in this 2,000, if 1,000 are not enough, just know that 500 will fight against Nigeria. Niger, Buhari, as you know, Buhari has not said anything. You don't even know whether Buhari was supporting Niger against Nigeria, which he did sometime when they had an election in the So he did it before. So you don't even know whether Buhari will be against Tinubu in this war that is coming. So we want Tinubu to go to this war. I mean it. I like him to go to the war. Lagos is far from the war. I'm from Enugu. Enugu is far from the war. I'm sorry that the Northerners will feel the impact, but if this is what will divide Nigeria, let Tinubu go to the war.
I kind of like that because you know why? It seems that somebody who doesn't even think. Some people said that doesn't even have any sense per se. Everything they've said about him. Have you ever seen where Tinubu was giving lecture before? Have you ever seen anything like that before?
No,
he doesn't have brain to really think.
He has nothing.
Are praise singers who tell him who he is not. So yeah, I support that. It should go.
It should go to the war. But at the end of the day, not be surprised. Afroc will be threatened not from Niger, but from within. So that's the point. So
thank you very much. You have raised a very vital point tonight, and I bet you and others we're going to pick it up from where you stopped. I have kind of touched all these areas myself. Like, what is the attitude of the Northerners themselves, especially the Sharia North, towards this? Are they taking it like, taking it cool? Like, indeed, Nigeria should launch, like, bombing of a Niger Republic to remove this Coupist. Is that actually what it is? What about the Northerners who are in Nigerian army, who are mostly also, too, from Niger? Right, with their connection and all that, did they actually think this through? Hello there.
Am I good, Baba?
Hey, Abalagba. How you doing, Baba?
I'm fine, man. I'm Abiola. I'm calling from Manchester.
Abiola from Manchester. Baba, you are live. Please.
I think this is my second time of calling you.
Sounds so
thank you for what good job you are doing. Like I told you, it's my brother liked you so much. I don't know why. That is where he gets his information from. Now, it was Buhari that we were told that has ear problem. Later on, Ashake said they have cut his own ear away. And for me, I know they have removed Tinubu's ear. He will not hear. And in the process of him not hearing, I want to quickly ask you two questions.
Yes, sir.
In the last 2 months or 3 months after Tinubu won the election, where was he taking his realization and medical from?
France.
In the who is Niger fighting?
France.
Now, Tinubu want to, I don't know the benefit is getting from France. I don't know what France is giving Tinubu. I don't know the resources France want to give Tinubu that they cannot give Tinubu to repair Nigeria. But he should carry whatever they want to do and go and fight Nigeria. And I continue to ask myself, what is our problem with Niger? The same group of people we are talking about, there are people happy, and you want to go into a suffering nation to go and fight against the people. The people said what the military did, they love it. Today they were singing against you. You are fighting the president-elect in my country, and somebody I don't on this. And like I was saying, I am an APC person. But when we are saying this guy is not the best option for the country, people started labeling us. And today, like I said, that they have taken away his year. When he coming, he has like put about 3 or 4 policy that he has reversed. He has reversed student loan. He has reversed 8,000 whatever. And I don't pray like the other person was saying that he should go to the war, because the problem we are having, like I told you the other time, I am from Abeokuta. I know the level of the infiltration of these northerners in Abeokuta city alone because of the Boko Haram problem in the north. So if the war erupts,
add it to it.
is bringing a lot of problem to the south. So the south itself is not going to be in peace.
We not remain the same.
Because to some of us, we still have family in Nigeria, we have a lot of them. We have a lot of friends.
You know,
because, and I know. Don't forget that even Niger itself, when they said the Fulani and something is fighting, they will say they are not Niger. They say they are from Niger.
Yes.
They will tell us they are from Chad. So telling us that the insecurity in Niger, Chad are at high level, even more than Nigeria. But they know how they cope their own. Don't forget, I think it was their president, their former president, who were fighting these terrorists. I don't know if it is Chad.
He chased them to Sokoto.
Yeah.
And then Nigeria reacted that they expected Nigeria to close them, and they can close them together and finish them off. Nigeria had to warn them that they have encroached into Nigeria. They should move back.
Yeah, and Nigeria did not play their part.
Nigeria didn't do anything.
Yeah, Nigeria didn't play their part. So the madness that we are experiencing with the Boko Haram is also more in that part of the country.
Yes.
And so if that war begin, if that battle begin, those guys are coming to Nigeria. And some of them will eventually find themselves in the south. And so what we are talking about,
they will want to do something to hurt us. And if they attack Lagos, attack Abuja, Nigerians will feel it. And it is war. You're already bombing their own city anyway. You're already shooting them there. So it's going to be tit for tat. People are not thinking.
The madness we are going to see in Lagos. Do you know what I've seen that have not even brought Lagos to fire? Is because there is no landmass where people can do evil and run into the bush. If there are a lot of bushes in Lagos, Lagos will have been a child play because of all this Agbiru we have. But the only problem that is like a solution to Lagos State is because a lot of places you cannot see big forests that people can hide, to hide. If we have something like that in Lagos State, forget Lagos State. Lagos State will have gone all this while because of all these Agbiru things that we have.
Thank you so much. Let me take another.
I thank you for your good job.
Thank you,
the God continue to be with you.
And you too.
Thank you. Good night.
Safe. Okay, yeah, I like that. That's somebody who will tell you that I'm APC, but you know what, man, this is I mean, it's not the best they have, of course, but it's the loaded and then the dawn that they couldn't do away with. But I have another caller. Hello there.
Hi, Maiden. Good evening.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
I'm very well. Very quick one, please. I'm going to be very fast. I just want to make some very, very, very important salient points. First of all, that first caller, whatever he calls his name, he should refrain from that mindset. He's just being disrespectful to the state of Niger. He doesn't even understand what's going on. He should go and read up so that he will have a very clear, I don't want to be disrespectful to him either, so that he will have a good understanding of what is going on. Now, to my first point, do people realize that we're dealing with neo-colonialism here? Here's a country, most of these francophone, they do not have their central bank like you pointed out the other day. Most of the revenue that they get from Niger and all these things. France takes it, and when Niger or any of these similar francophone countries request for it and all that, they will give them back as a loan. It's just like me coming to your house, Maibu, and say, Maibu, please give me £100, and then you come to my house and say, please give me £100, and when I come for it, you give it back to me as a loan.
Instead of your money to somebody, yeah. Or maybe we should put it this way, right? I am somebody who you give your money to, right? And like, you have, let's say you have £1,000 with me, and then you call me, and say, I need 500 for my money. Then I'm giving it to you as a loan, even with like conditions. You're right.
We condition. And number two, for every 3 light bulbs or even 4 light bulbs being lit right now in France is powered by the resource from Niger. So what are we talking about here? Somebody will come and tell me that Niger people should be working on that. But what does it mean? He should just, I don't want to use that word. Okay. Yeah, no, they should, please. We should just we should go and re-educate ourselves and understand who we are before we start. Then we understand where we're going. Because if you don't know who you are, you cannot understand where you're going. And number two, being the chairman of ECOWAS, he doesn't even understand that these people have been using us. Tinubu, if anything, he should be protecting the interests of Africans rather than, even if you wanted to wade into the issues in Niger, being a big brother and an elder statesman that he claims to be and all that, you shouldn't even be talking about war. You have Wala in your hands in your country. Niger has a wall and all that, and we've had good relationship with Niger for years. In all my adult years, I've never known us to have any wala with Niger people. People studied there, people go there. Like you said, some people have families across Niger and all that. Some people, their grandmothers, their cousins, they have these things. So right now, do you know what is going to happen? If this war should break out, the whole of the northern states that is already destabilized, there will be refugee, because we are talking about refugee, there will be refugee crisis in the southwest and the southeast.
That's right.
Now, Femi, likes of Femi Fani-Kayode and all those Muppets are now talking now that no war. They are not saying because they love Nigeria. They're saying it because of the assets they have in Abuja. Because Abuja, no doubt, will be hit. And these soldiers, these French soldiers are all men. I tell you, they are well trained and very fit, fitter than the Nigerian army. I'm not trying to. I'm with all due respect to the Nigerian army, I'm not trying to disrespect them, but because of what the system has made them, there's no training, there's so much corruption and all that. The officers are so unfit and all that. So
there's no motivation.
Exactly. And Femi Kayode said something on Twitter this afternoon. He said, well, Wagner Group, which they know now the Wagner Group will be involved in this, because we're just talking about, people are just looking at it in terms of Nigeria versus Niger. No, we're going to fight the whole thing. So many interests. They are going to, and they have come out. They did not even say it in a veiled manner. They came out, very, very clearly and said, listen, if you touch Niger, you touch us and all that. I don't know what you must have seen. There's a footage of a Sierra Leone army today and all that, saying that they are ready for battle. Man, this is scary. So anybody
everybody should leave their biases and look at real thing, because the shit is about to hit the fan. And it's not just about shooting guns. There are economic side as well. Everybody's going to feel it.
Exactly. So I'm sorry, the people that are advising Tinubu, and I know it's people like that Alake Dele Alake that is advising him wrongly and beating him up and all that. He is going to regret this. He is going to regret his move.
Thank you so much.
I pray that some common sense that he has never had in his life, because the only common sense he has is rigging and stealing and drug pushing. I hope some small common sense to get into his core. Anyway, thank you for your time.
And you too. That's quite that's a, what do you say? That's quite a presentation, I would say. So thank you very much. And hang on. I think I have already had a frozen all of you. Give me a sec.
Okay.
I got it. I think I got it now. Hello there.
Hello, my good general.
Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you? How is your family?
Well, thank you. We are good. Thanks for asking.
Okay. My name is Nathaniel, and I live in France. But there are something that I will not talk about because it's hot right now.
Is it? So, Nat, what would you like to talk about then, please?
Okay. The first thing I would say is that if somebody do or keep doing what is wrong, that person may never come back to do what is right. That is the state of Tinubu. All his life has been wrong, and nothing good will come out from Tinubu. And with that wrong nature of his life, he is leading Nigeria to doom. Let me tell you.
Tell us.
Now, before Africa became what it is today, that Africans are struggling everywhere, it's our kings that played a game, just like what Tinubu is doing now. And after they sold Africans into slavery, these people turned back on them and overthrew all their kingdoms. I'm from Benin. Oba of Benin today cannot open his mouth and say what and tell Edo people what went wrong, because those stories, they cover them. Today he's getting his own share from Nigeria, so he don't want to go back to do that story. So everything that made up Benin Kingdom was stolen by the British. Everything that belongs to us, our identity, everything that belongs to us, they stole all of them. So today, before we have a king in Benin Kingdom, that king will go to school in Britain, and Britain will teach his head what he should know. So when he sit down in his palace, he will not see beyond his palace. He don't even know how to take care of his people. So that is the nature of a black man today. So what I want to really say is that this Tinubu, he should know that he should not allow himself to be used by these foreigners who enslave Africa, who want to continue to enslave us economically. Because what is happening in Ukraine, that is what is going to repeat itself. Because these guys, they have bombs, they have everything. But have you ever seen that these guys are throwing the bombs on their country?
They never, ever shoot any of their weapons on their soil. And that is deliberate, unfortunately.
Okay, so now the weapon is going to be given now to ECOWAS versus ECOWAS. That's right. And they forgot that it is black men versus brothers because of their economic fortunes.
Resources and all that. Yeah, Commonwealth.
Okay. So the people that are shouting, Agbado politicians, because I don't have interest in Nigeria politics, is dead and buried already. But I thank God that even this moment, Nigeria is going to come to an end for our good, because the Fulanis from Niger, from every part of this West Africa, those are the people Elijah Mohammed has been telling us that are in our forest. And you think that their country will be on fire and they will let us have peace in the West, in the East?
Put Nigeria on fire for the past 8 years. Now you have the audacity to attack their base. I never thought about that.
Yeah.
Not.
Okay. So maybe Tinubu want to really allow them to take over everybody. So everybody is going to feel it hard. And by the grace of God, we that belong to different parts of an organization right now, we need to be putting strategy in place, because once Tinubu bring Nigeria into this problem, so that all of us can find our way out, and that will be the end of Nigeria.
You are so right.
Okay.
We are getting there.
Okay. Since Tinubu came into power, has he talked about our oil industry? Me, I worked there 5 years before I left for Europe. Today, who are those that are stealing our crude oil? Is it not the same people that are sending him to war? So everybody should wake up now. Because if we don't wake up, once they put fire in Nigeria, and even the UN gave us warning during that election, said Nigeria should be careful, because no nation will accept the population of Nigeria's problem happen. They told us. Now the man, the same UN and the rest put in power, is going to allow that problem happen, and UN will not take Nigeria refugees. No country will take Nigeria refugees. So Nigeria should be wise. Those of them that are singing these praises with these wrong people, they should be wise, because once he hits them, no nation will accept them. So I will
Thank you so much, Nathaniel.
Thank you very much.
You have done so great. I have to kind of acknowledge, right? I never thought it that way. We are attacking Fulani country when we already have some of them. They told that Nigeria is their country, and they've already arrived in Nigeria inside our forest, everywhere, north, east, west. You know. So now we are going to. I never thought about that. They have already made the army in Nigeria. All they need is just a command and say, "Yeah, go." Nat, take another one, please.
Okay.
Thanks a lot. Yeah, I never thought about that, guys. You're talking about the Fulanis, the Hausas, the Kanuris, and all of them. They're also Nigerians too. Wow. Hello there.
Hello, my good general.
Oh, the Prince Jejema.
My good Baba.
How are you?
Yes, so this is Prince Jejema representing IPOB for life. Baba, it's a privilege to be on your channel. Thank God.
Thanks a lot for joining us.
I'm in today. Yes, so Baba will continue to add our voice because confession brings possession, okay?
That's right.
Yeah. Let's wait close your mouth to get a smell. We must talk. You know? So Baba, you see, if the whole person will be say too strong, they do gra, they hold on. Just leave them. You understand? Sometimes you go leave them, make you see some fight. The fight go overwhelm them. Before you go no say empower, power pass power. My go no say my own channel they're different. My
Please,
own talk
I would love to hear it. Go on.
We say this Asare Dokubo and Papa Nakolu, the drug lord. And Papa is going to war now. You know, and Asare Dokubo is the Wagner of Nigeria, the machinery.
Right.
You know, time don't ripe on now turn by turn. No. This is turn for Asare Dokubo.
Turn by turn, oh. Wait for your turn, oh.
Baba. Now the turn of Asare Dokubo and Kolu. Yeah, and Papa go there for front. In Crimea, Papa go there for front. He go carry this in sheet belly, follow him for back. Then all in boys, they go follow Asare for back. You know, they go march to border, to Niger border.
They go use once the military no reach. They go. You know, saying at the NYSC, Nigeria NYSC right now. Those ones who are doing NYSC, they are the reserve. Some of them don't know, or maybe they do know. Anyway. Sure, you get like if you are in NYSC, you are a reserved army. If Nigeria go to war, Nigeria is going to war. All of now where they shall say Nigeria is bigger than Niger. Nigeria will teach them your children are going to war, and they will wear their khaki. But the difference is that they will give them gun. Prince.
My ego, then go put somebody rope for neck. They go put the NYC for rope for neck to go to war.
Well, we'll see.
The thing where my ego now is a very good time to go to this war because the morale of Nigerian armies are very low and down. You know, the generals like Buratai, all the money for the Nigerian soldier, they've used it to buy houses in Dubai. You know, on record, we have it that they bought two houses for his
wives. Yes.
2 wives. And only God knows how many he go buy for himself. You get what I mean? All these Nigerian soldiers, they are seeing all these things. They know that, they are just there like a ram, for the day of sacrifice because they follow order. Just go, you will go. You understand?
Yeah, that's like a zombie. Zombie no go unless you tell them. Prince.
There's a question you ask. He said, what is the benefit of Nigeria in this war?
Yes.
You ask this question. You see, there's no benefit. The only benefit is the problem that Nigeria have since 1960. You know, this for this selfish interest of the cabal. You know, Kolu is going to protect the refinery of Buhari and the cabals in Niger. The refinery,
sure, so they
okay?
go fit protect anything when they will bomb everything possibly at the end of the day. You know, war is not something that people can say, okay, you go here, you go here. Once it starts, nobody knows where it's going to end. All the houses they built for Bokwari in Niger, they probably will go up in Rumble because they are all in Niamey, not outside the Niamey, the capital. You sure says anything will remain there when they finish this whole expedition?
My good general, all these people they go for a fight. Oh, now people will be say suicide bomb no be there like anything. You understand? And they still full our forest of the whole Nigeria. Oh. Only for now for east now I know say ESN they pursue them for inside the forest. You understand? Because ESN know them for town inside forest then there with them. So I don't know for Southwest whether Omoteku is guiding them since they pursue our brother Sunday Igboho enter Togo. You understand? But my good general, everything is working for our good. I started Dokobo making since where this thing that happen, he never talk. Oh. This is the right time. No be say to the harass innocent Nigerians. They say as one if you see any do anyhow. You see anyhow. Now is the time for him to go and do anyhow for the Jandan soldiers. Because now Papa, we love so much, now they go to this war. Alone, no Nigerian people know they follow and go to war. Even Nigerian soldiers, they just look. You understand? Many of them don't tell me say that they enter to Morocco. From Morocco, they enter Spain. They waka, they go. So he did on his own. Make him go fight war.
Prince Jejeba. So they go follow the truck, enter Agadez. From Agadez, they go face Morocco. No be Niamey.
The driver, I go drive the truck straight into Morocco. The boys, everybody fire away. You understand? That's how the war go. You know, even if America give them call you any money, because he like bribe pass anything. That the money we spend for election, they find at all costs. Anybody will go bring anything but now money. You understand? Because he spend last card to buy Nigeria. You understand? So now the thing when anywhere where money can come now, France bring them, anywhere, Owoda, just like Lagos now.
You remember that time, remember that time when they asked him about climate change in Kano, and he was telling them about church rats eating the Holy Communion, and he finally closed it with, ask them to bring money. What is climate change? If they don't bring money, there's no climate change. Because when they asked him about climate change, he was talking about the church rat and then Holy Communion. You remember?
But all of us they see the drama now. Now we they see the drama. Nigeria don't see tire.
Honestly.
You know. But we thank God, Baba. Well done, Jared. Thank God for good job.
I want to close it with your usual line. If they want Nigeria to find a way out of their logjam, they should release who?
Mazen Nandekano. Unconditionally. Unconditionally.
Bless you. Prince Jejeba.
God bless you, my good general.
And you too. Now, here, I have another call on the line. Hello there.
Mr. Mayegun General.
Yes, sir. How are you?
I'm fine. Thanks for your efforts and the enlightenment that you have been giving us since all this while.
Thanks, man.
And then I just want to call your attention on something. I think it's going to be a little bit different from what people have been saying since. Let's take a look at Nigeria 1999 Constitution. Are you with me?
Following, sir.
The chapter 6, section 135. If you go down to the 3, I think if we can read it, maybe most of the listener, everybody will learn from it. Because to me,
you should read it for us so that because everybody is listening to you, know that already, and then they can go on their devices and look it up too. Please, chapter 3.
Okay. Because what I'm seeing here, I think Tinubu know what he's doing. Because the constitution said that if the federation is at war in which the territory of Nigeria is physically involved, and the president consider that it's not possible to hold election, the National Assembly may be resolution to extend the period of 4 years mentioned in the section 2 of this section from the time to time, but no such extension shall be exceeded the period of 6 months at any one of time. What I'm trying to say that I think this constitution is trying to tell us that if Nigeria went to go to any war, there must not be an election. So that means, in case if the judiciary said that okay, there's going to be a rerun. You understand what I'm trying to say? So if they say that they are going to be a rerun, that means in this constitution there's not going to be an election until the war ends.
I because know the war that is going to be myself. That's why I'm like, what are the odds that the National Assembly would do? Because once the National Assembly gives him clearance, that means Nigeria is now involved in a war. You get right? Nigerian state and other ECOWAS states are now at the state of war, and all other laws will follow. You're right.
Yes. So definitely, Tinubu is looking for any legitimate way to stay on that power by fire, by force. So immediately, if Nigeria declared the war, even only one gun shoots like this, forget they'll go back to that constitution. So there's no rerun. Everybody should just forget about rerun and everything.
Because Nigeria is at war.
Until you understand, Nigeria is at war and is physically involved in it.
So I think that is the game to keep power and just use one stone to keep fight for France.
Yes, because
that can't fight
the war is not even making sense.
Yeah, go on.
The war is not even making sense at all. What are we? Do we have any property in Niger, or what are they calling them? We don't have any property. We don't have any business with them. So going to war, that means we want to go and protect the interests of France, which we know that France and Tinubu, they know what they're hiding between each other, and then automatically, I think maybe West have already given Tinubu a condition. Hey, if you want to be a legitimate president of Nigeria, this is what you are going to do for us. So I think the guy is just finding any way, any other way.
See, maybe common sense will prevail because I mean, apart from all people who feels like, in fact, it should go and help further destroy Nigeria and the rest of that, right? I still kind of would hope that common sense will prevail because once it starts, all of us will be singing different songs soon. Different from what we have been singing before. Corruption and all that we've been talking about since Abi. It's going to be a different song entirely. It changes everything. But let's see if common sense will prevail, Baba. I'll take another one.
Yeah, that's what I just want to. That's what I just want to call out people's attention to it.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much.
Let's add this too. Hello there.
Hello, Maegu.
Hello, sir. How are
you? Yeah, this is Sammy Jojo. This is my second time calling.
Did you say Jojo? Just Sammy Jojo, yeah?
Yeah, Jojo. Yeah, Jojo. Let me just go by Jojo.
Time so that I can always kind of master that, right? So I can call you Sammy, I can call you Jojo. So, brilliant.
Yeah, you know what? I've been trying, I keep trying all the time. And one of the first things I always do, anytime I come, I pay my offering. Even if I'm live or I'm not live, I just have to pay my offering. And I will say I've been listening to all callers and I enjoyed every part of what they are saying. And I get their point. But one thing I'm just happy is this. I want Tinubu to fight the war. And to She understand. He has to fight that war. He has to fight it. So the moment he starts the war, everybody, both Yoruba, Atawusa, Atiyibo, everybody mala. Do you understand? He is taking the war to his own advantage. And for the Igbos, for the Yoruba, they have to take that opportunity for their own advantage too. Because the truth is this, he purposely okay. Let me. When I was listening to all you, complain coup after coup, and this coup took up. Do you understand?
And then the reaction that followed is like they expected it, and then they were going to act this way because there's no chance that they wanted peace in the first place. They said war from the word go.
This,
like
do you know my point? What I think is this: Buhari is all his life is Niger, and how powerful he is, he would not allow that to happen. If and it has happened. My own take is Tinubu gole mosi, because he knows. I think the only thing he can use now to stay in power, like the last caller said, is just to be in this war,
state of war.
And yes, and that is the only. I think that is the only option he had now to continue to stay in power. When we are at war, how are we going to conduct a by-election? They won't even see it. They won't. Nobody will see it, and it will boil down to that. Do you think he's ready to please America? No, he's doing everything to his own advantage. But me, myself, and I would support. Yes, he's doing everything to his own advantage. We have no business with it, and he just want to take that opportunity. Do you think people advising him they are stupid? They know what they are doing. Even on Wawusatoba advice here, I believe he's taking two advice. One, for him to fail, so that they can say, he failed. And another one will say, okay, let me use this advice for myself, so I will continue to be in power. I'm telling you, if this war continues to last for 6-7 years, it will be there. We won't have an election, and it will continue to stay to be the president.
It will be right, because the law says so too. He won't be forcing himself. That's what their law says. If Nigeria is at the state of war, at that point, the president stays until he sees the war over, or except if he resigns and puts some. But no election. No election. So this man, as we all say, is very, very smart. He's very, very. It's not even to me. I won't call that smartness or cunningness. Like you have to kill people.
It's cunning. He has been doing this for how long now, and he sees this little opportunity. You think he's not going to grab it? But best for him. Let him take that opportunity now. And for the Igbos and the Yoruba, let them take their own chances too. That is the only option now.
Something, something, Jojo, that people seems not to have touched so far, okay, is the fact that the way Northerners really sees this is so different from us. So they are kind of course, a little bit kind of angry too. They are waiting. Now,
because
if
they
their
have
own
seen it
National
all.
Assembly
They've seen it all.
lawmakers, if their own National Assembly lawmakers, if they oppose that thing, that will be the first confrontation against Tinubu's government coming from them. They actually believe they took him to, they gave him that power. So if they say no to the invasion of Niger Republic, but they want you to continue negotiating with them, and Tinubu feels like, no, I'm going to go ahead. Is that not also a declaration on Nigeria too? Like Jojo,
have you forgotten? Have you forgotten that the rubber stamps in it? The only thing they will do, how many in support of say hi, say nay, the high have it, that is what is going to happen. That is just what is going to happen. They should stand up and speak till tomorrow. At the end of the day, how many of you support to go for the high, the nay, the high have it? That's what is just going to happen.
Is that not declaration of war on them in the north too? Like,
of course. Hey, see, Tinubu is playing two cards. He's playing two cards at the same time. And the two cards is for himself. It is not even for the North. The North will born. But I would think like, let them not born. He can rule from Babylon. I'm telling you, this man, how corny it is. But they are not saying it because, like, it is not of our business. It is not of our business.
You know.
But one, I believe he will want to do it because what if I don't take this opportunity and this thing spreads to Nigeria, which I pray should, but I want to let you go. They are all corrupt. All those ministries. That is the truth.
Situation. It's such an unhelpless situation, I would say. But you did mention something about.
I pray
he can rule from Babylon, and that means it will abandon Abuja the moment he declared the war.
He will abandon Abuja. He will abandon Abuja. He can rule from anywhere. So if we should look at it, he's not a northerner, and he's trying everything to please him. Do you think he's not going to take any chances he sees? All the African leaders, all of them, they are looking up to him because the Benin Republic is scared. They want the same thing might still happen to them. Togo, they are scared. The same, so they just have to come to him, and he's enjoying that fame of the ECOWAS chairman, and he's going up and down. You think he's not going to take the chance? He will take, yes, he will take the chances. And let me say lastly, congratulations to our Otondo Kiamu. He had really done well. Because the thing is this: if that guy didn't about him, because
did you know what he did today? The
moment
he heard that they have announced
his life depends on it.
Yeah, the moment he realized that they announced him, he started singing, "Is a miracle walking God." I swear, he was typing that on Twitter. "Is a miracle walking God." Like, he was so happy. I can tell.
Is it not a miracle? It is a miracle.
A miracle.
And to all our religious bodies, all our religious bodies, our pastors, none of them to say anything or advise the president or the so-called president. Now, I was having a last discussion with my brother, and he said what? When I made the comparison to Elijah when he said the truth and he ran away, he said Elijah had God. Then they are on their own. I will never say anything.
What will happen to their private jet? What will happen to all this private red carpet abroad and all of that? So they would rather keep quiet because they are not.
It should be. There was one that he said he gave God $1 million and he had no house. He gave God $1 million, and my brother was asking, account will you send this? Do you understand? Yeah, and so that is Nigeria for you. You understand? Let me just give others opportunity to talk. God bless you. Keep the good work. Keep the good work. Yeah.
Thanks for the support.
Yeah.
Okay. Stay safe, Baba.
No,
so I'll take this one. Our time is coming quickly. Well, I think we've got like 20 more minutes to go. So I have a caller. Hello there.
Yes, sir. I'm Samayegun.
How are you?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you, sir.
I'm okay. I'm all right. I've been trying to cope for the past 3 days.
Got through, sir. Please.
Yes, let me ask a question real quick. I was trying to say something over the Cash App to you, and I saw this Nigeria number 07 something. Is that you?
No. If it says it's 074, that is UK number, by the way. It just didn't have the plus. But mind you, I have removed the Cash App. Somehow, they had a problem that I can only take £100. That's nonsense, right? So I deleted it. Nobody should use the Cash App anymore, at least for now.
Oh, okay. Oh, thank God!
Even if you make attempts many times, it will always send your money back to you. It won't send. It won't take your money. It will tell you that it failed. If anybody want to give anything, trying, you should try PayPal.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go and work on paper then. I'll go and work on.
If you have to.
Yeah, I'll work on that one. Yeah. So,
right, go on.
Yes. So, I think the last this Nigerian thing, I didn't even.
You told me where to start from. Sir, we are going to war. Maybe that will kind of bring you back to it and say, okay, yeah, I remember now. We are going to war. And we say war. Oh, good. War is not like that of a pounded yam or pap. So you must have something to say about that, because very soon,
yes,
it's going to ring. Please.
Yes, I do. Yeah. So we are going to war, unnecessary war. And I don't. My own curiosity, or not even curiosity any longer, because I remember some time ago I told you about the Prime Minister of Barbados, who they interviewed and talking to her about why they haven't go big on climate change or whatever.
Right.
And she responded that how can they do that when the Western world, their leaders are the one eating all their resources. You know, so for me, I think if our leaders are in their right senses, which I don't know, maybe they are, or they are just wicked, this is the right time for Africans to unite, okay, and fight this parasite or these lies and bugs that they've been sucking all our resources all these years.
If they have senses.
From my understanding now, Mali, I think, is the first one to do this thing. And which other two countries again that they've kind of turned their back on? Burkina Faso, yeah.
Of course.
Yes.
And then you have Niger now.
Now Niger. So I mean, this is, instead of you going to war with Niger, why don't you just come together with Niger, Mali, Burkina Faso, and let's fight these people.
Democracy, so like pressure them now instead of declaring war on them. It's going to take a year. It's going to take 2 years. Of course, you can put sanction on them, 1 or 2, 3, right? But think about the people that are already impoverished in Niger Republic, that you are going to be bombing their homes soon, right? Like, what is the interest? If it's going to take you a year or 2 to conduct another election, to put somebody in, then do it. If you're going to tell them to take off their uniform and wear agbada, then do it. But why war? That's the point too, sir.
That's another way. That is one way to do it, and another way, which is a loophole for African leader and African countries. This is an opportunity for us to liberate ourselves from this thing called Western what do they call them? Western world and whether control. Unless we come together, unless everybody come together and so on. Now everybody's trying to get together right now. Putin is trying to find his way in, right? Now, instead of Nigeria also to find a way to liberate themselves from UK or whatever crap or America, you are there. The colonial masters. You are just trying to fight a nation. You can't even win the war. Now, to every parent, listen to every parent that is on this show tonight. Maybe your children is in Nigeria or not, or you have a relative who their children is serving at the moment. You better tell them to run away. Let them go haywire.
Is it the
Let
soldiers
them go
or the NYSC? Because once the pool for the soldiers, once it runs out, they're going to fill the pool with the NYSC badge. Which of them should run away?
So,
like, which one?
Let them go haywire. Even the soldiers, if I'm among them right now, if I'm among the Nigerian army right now, I will go haywire. Okay? I will go haywire. Because this, first of all, the morale is even not there any longer. You pay them like peanuts. You don't care. Do you know, I read this thing years ago that when American as a country, when they dress their soldier, maybe army, marine, navy, whatever, it costs to dress one army personnel is $3,000.
Soldier, American soldier.
It's $3,000. As in the gadgets, the uniform, everything, apparatus, gun, everything that they will put on. For one single person is $3,000.
Right.
Dollars. So to let you know how they are secure, how they protect them. I mean, I don't understand this thing. You want to go and fight Niger. You can't even win the war. To the detriment of your citizens.
It's over with in 2 weeks. I'm like, are you joking? Like, walk into Niger, complete this whole thing in 2 weeks, and that's it. Are you being serious?
Wallahi, talai. Tí Cameroon bá gbá wọn mú tàbí Sierra Leone tàbí Mali tàbí Burkina Faso, wọ́n rò pé bá orí wọn sì wọ́n bẹ́ wọn pé orí wọn ti gé dá orí wọn ti bàjẹ́. Tí wọ́n bá gbá wọn mú to the detriment of young people. Now, if you talk now, people will say Nigerians are the problem of Nigeria. No, I disagree with that. Somebody said I think on the second or the first, no, I think probably, I don't remember, that that you and I, we are the problem of Nigeria.
For talking about this problem.
How can we be the problem? When some people are sitting down with their big belly and agbada in the parliament, look at the conduct, the way they are even doing this here. Have you ever seen American people doing their hearing before? If you ever watch these people,
that's going to take us the rest of the night. You know that. Anyway, thank you so much. Let me take another one, sir, just to manage the whole thing. Sharp, right? Thanks a lot.
All right, thank you very much.
You have a good
Thanks
one.
for
Okay? My regards.
Opportunity.
Yes, sir. Thank you for calling as well. So if you haven't really liked the broadcast, you can do so now, because we are gradually coming to the end of the broadcast, okay? We've just got about 15 minutes to go. Now, sorry, my caller, I'm sorry. Hello there.
Hello, my good evening.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
Good evening. Are you hearing me?
Loud and clear. Can you hear me?
I am hearing you so good. Everybody that I've been saying a lot of things here, they've said it's so good. So I was talking to a friend today. I said Putin and Wagner, when Wagner passed through Russia and Putin gave him passage to Belarus. Network, what is going on?
Network is fine.
So they gave Wagner passage to Belarus.
Yes, sir.
Network, what is going on?
Oh dear.
Is my network not good or what?
We can hear you.
I'm not in Nigeria. My network is behaving like this. And so they gave, Russia gave, oh
dear. Your network is fine. I can hear you.
They should never want me to contribute.
Oh, no. I can hear you. Can you hear me? Oh, no, I don't know how long that took him to get through. Now we're having connection issue. I can hear you loud and clear. Maybe you should check the microphone if you haven't muted yourself. Hello? Oh, no. I'm so sorry, yeah? I've just let you try again, okay? Let me take another call. Hello there.
Hey, Maego, good afternoon. How are you?
Good afternoon, sir. I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
This is really very lucky of me. Let me just gamble.
You see that my caller that ran into trouble of connection. I can't imagine how he's going to be feeling right now. Like, So yeah, it's your luck.
Yeah.
I mean, it would have been somebody else anyway. So good enough. I mean, good enough is you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, my name is Dr. Mamara. I'm calling from Texas. Quick one.
Good afternoon, doctor. Please, yeah.
I've listened to a lot of people talk about one guy from Belgium talk about he wishes Tinubu go to war. It's something you cannot predict.
No one can.
Gowon said he will finish Biafra in 1 week. It lasted for 3 years.
Indeed.
And that time I was a little boy, I think 3 or 4 years that time. And unfortunately, I was a victim of Kwashoko. Now, for you to be predicting, let him go to war, whether Nigeria goes to war or doesn't go to war, Biafra will definitely exit Nigeria. That is basic.
Eventually, of course.
Anybody who's playing in that fool's paradise, thinking that people will continue in this trajectory of evil, corruption, and wickedness, that person is a fool. No matter how politically placed you are, people are being oppressed. People are being subjected to unnecessary poverty and impoverishment, which cannot be encouraged in any form or manner. Having said that, what I want to tell Nigerians is this: people should start speaking against Nigeria involvement in Niger. We don't have anything at stake there, apart from the selfishness of Ebola Tinubu, and the ruling class, who just want to take advantage of it to get palliative money from the West. That's all the interest they have. They're all after the money that the West will pump into it. Believe you me, that is the interest Bola Tinubu and his cohorts have in Niger. Because it's not going to do anybody any world of good. The people want a change in their government, just like we want him to get out of that seat where he is. It's a mess. It's a disgrace. It's a big disgrace. Anybody who is talking about Bola Tinubu being president of Nigeria should think twice. He doesn't fit like a president. He doesn't talk like a president. He talks like an Agbero. When he sits on the chair, he sits like an Agbero. When he opens his mouth like an Agbero. I'm sorry to say this. He's somebody's father, and his families are not even helping him because of the larger picture of what they are going to gain. After they gain, what next? what comes next. So I plead with Nigerians, wherever you are, educated or illiterate, please and please, let's speak that this negative conception that they have about Nigeria should cease henceforth. And the executive projecting it is not going to help us. It will only help us when we in the diaspora will begin to speak against it. And then the judiciary will do the needful. That is basic, because he doesn't even qualify to be a president. Apart from that, the people blinded their eyes for the benefit of financial gains that they're going to get from it. And then look at where we are. You can't even be proud to say you're a Nigerian anywhere. You can't. That is it. Thank you. Bye-bye.
God bless you, doctor. I mean, like, so reflective. They say, like, you know, thought-provoking rather, okay? Sit down and think about this. Number one, we had no stake there, right? But we're going to lose the men who are going to be sent to their death. For what exactly? For the money? Or what? Power. Hello there.
Hello, Mayego.
Hello.
How now? How are you? We miss you so much.
I mean, I'm very well.
Your trip, everything.
How are you?
I'm great, thanks. I can't wait to contribute to.
Oh, yeah, no.
It's a very hot topic.
I mean,
listen, Mayego.
Miss this, right? Yeah, you probably will never forgive yourself. Or me.
No, not at all. Not at all. Nigeria don't jam. That's all I can say. They don't jam. You know what?
Tell us.
This is my analysis.
Please.
In fact, we have to be very careful. The Third World War can erupt from Africa. Is something people will not have thought about. What's happening at the moment is nothing but geopolitics. You see, what people are not understanding is they think is Niger and Nigeria going to war. That's not true at all. One of your callers that dropped eventually. Actually, I think he was going to touch the point.
Right.
The problem here is, you see, when ECOWAS, well, I'm sure many of your callers they've said most of this anyway. But the bigger picture is this. You see, the essence of Nigeria going to war with Niger is not because of any other thing other than the Western powers pushing Nigeria. And the only reason they're doing that, obviously we understand, is because of their own interest in Niger. You know, the uranium, like many of the fellows have been saying. But there's one more important thing nobody has mentioned yet. And this is the gas. You see what happened is because they've moved away from the Russian gas. You know, Ukraine is blocked Russian gas going to Europe. Yeah. And the other, you see, Part 2 or whatever they call it, that went to Germany, you know, it's been blown.
That's right.
Yeah. So,
and I think
Europe
the name for it, I think it's called Nostramos or something. Something like
that.
Anyway,
Pipeline 2. Anyway, yeah.
Go on.
So what happened is Europe wants alternative line, gas pipeline. Nigeria has abundance. Yeah. This pipeline is going to go through Niger to Algeria, then to split into Morocco, then to Europe. Yeah. If that should happen, that means Russia will be doomed in terms of its own, economic and geopolitical gain. Yeah. So to make sure that does not happen, then we have this, bubbles. So if anybody thinks
everything still boils down to puppet masters picking up on their puppets, and then it starts, right.
No, although we look at a puppet master, but now it's not even puppet master issue now, right. Because Russia is not it doesn't have any colonial within the African setup. Yeah. But what is happening is an existential threat as far as he sees it. He sees the whole thing play out. Right. It's like they want to kill it. It's everybody drawing dagger on Brutus. Is it Brutus? What's that guy's name? Caesar.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, everybody's drawing dagger on Caesar. Caesar wants to live. He doesn't want to perish. He will do all he can. And this is it. So Russia is going to pull this string. So the string we're going to see is not going to be Russia coming on board. It's going to be one more.
Is that the reason for the surge in these West African countries, especially French-speaking West African countries? Their sudden, interest in Russia. right? Like everybody just went to Russia. Even Nigeria went to Russia. Do you know that? They sent a shitty man to Russia too.
No. It's not about going to Russia. Going to Russia is one thing. You know, that one has always happened, even prior to this issue.
Right.
You see?
No, I mean, just to kind of curry the favor of Putin, right? So that they will be willing to do that, what you said, interrupt this alternative energy that Europe is
not at all. Oh, okay. I understand what you're saying. Oh, apparently not. Russia, you see, Russia is the long-term geostrategic. They plan long-term. They don't plan short-term. Right. They're long-term geostrategic planner. Yeah, and they can see long before now. If you even remember, during the apartheid, whatever, you know that they invested so much in South Africa.
They did.
That investment is paying off now because they brought Cuban guys, they supply weapons, you know, all those things. The same thing is happening now. This is the long-term geopolitical bit for Russia.
It could be a lifetime war. Then they're about to start just.
Oh, definitely. But what is Nigerian benefit? I would say technically it's zero. We don't have any benefit here. However, we don't have any benefit.
They want to sell their gas to Europe and it's going to pass through the Niger Republic. So if they don't have favorable government in Niger, that could jeopardize that contract. That's another ground too, right? Talking about gas.
No. They're still no. Look, all this thing is for theft. Look, we will look at the oil that we are which is within Nigerian border. They're still in it, let alone the one that is in Niger. It's not in our interest. That's nothing for me, as far as I'm concerned, unless we have solid government. It's not really in our interest. You understand? If they can come and pick the gas in our shore and then let them, that's what the America is doing.
They can come and get it anyway.
Thank you. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money to invest in, to go that way. We don't have any gain here. That war, if we fight that war, Nigeria is finished. Because you know what? You see, the Western powers will have had opportunity to achieve two aims.
Right.
It's population reduction. They don't want any good for us whatsoever. The reason why Nigeria is where we are, they don't want electricity. If we have electricity, we're gonna be industrialized. They know that. So what is happening in Niger? They don't have electricity. Yeah, absolutely. They don't want that. So they want to keep us de-industrialized. Now they know that what's going to happen is mini World War is going to set up because Burkina Faso with Mali, now Senegal is even joining them.
We're having about 8 countries fighting themselves right now. Nigeria.
Absolutely. It's going to happen. And Ghana cannot keep quiet. You know what happened? America has got base in Ghana. They got base in Niger. They need to protect all those bases. And when those bases are there, not because in fact, Nigeria should be concerned that they have those bases there, but we are not concerned. We're busy stealing.
We're just ready to follow. Like they say, jump.
We're stealing.
And Nigeria will be like, how high?
They can't wait for Nigeria to collapse so that they can come and just pick the pieces. That's what's going to happen. Right. It's about population reduction and economic issues. Have a blessed day,
you too, my brother. Thank you so much for that. I'm wrapping up now, okay? My time is quite up. And at this point, I can tell you my peace of mind. And then we'll close it, okay? So thank you so much to everybody who is part of this tonight, okay? The callers, the commenters, and the sharers, and everybody, including those who probably came here to see if they could find something that they can say in defense of this madness in Nigeria. Let me tell you this so quickly. They are moving Nigeria into something that they are not explaining to you. But it seems that they have convinced themselves that there will be no backlashes, all sorted, all figured out. Tinubu didn't figure it out. In his own letter to the National Assembly, he was even promoting, it was kind of suggesting that their intention is to recruit people to lie to you on social media. Now, you can do all your propaganda for election and the rest, which you probably didn't even win, right? But when this whole thing starts, with the way they are already doing, it shows that they have no idea what they're about to walk into. But maybe me, Mayegun, the Scotland-based vlogger is not intelligent enough like your soldiers and your generals. I have no understanding of how war works and the other things you probably will say to yourself. I have seen the handwriting, okay, on the wall. If it was the Niger Republic trespassed into the Nigeria territorial, area, of course, it would have made sense to show to them that they should never try that again. coming to Nigeria to run any show, but they didn't. A coup took place in Niger. They removed somebody who is the friends of the West. And here we are. The West cannot fight their war. They want Nigeria to fight it by leading other smaller African countries to join them in pretense in the name of ECOWAS. We know all of this. I just wanted to remember that maybe they didn't tell you all of this. I have told you what you need to know on this program tonight. It is not always one-sided. And when you say war, invasion of another country is a country, not a state. Okay? No matter what you see in Niger as, no matter what these criminal politicians want you to see them as, you have no business. Nigeria have no business with Niger Republic on how they govern themselves or what. To the point that of leading war, to go and fight war in a country because you disagree with their system of government. It is not one-sided though. It is always two-sided. And that is why when you see sword, sword is used in fighting for war, in fighting war. And sword is always two-sided. It is not always one-way traffic. And they are not telling you this. Whatever you are going through right now in Nigeria doesn't seem to bother Tifnumbu. Or probably they have no clue of how to get you out of it. They are about to take you on a destructive journey. That destructive journey is also disastrous. It will make it worse. I wish you what you wish yourselves. I have done my part. And I will see you some other time. Until then, do not stop watching Mayegun. Subscribe, like it, and join me next time. Good night.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara yìí. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Mayegun Diary Political. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Bíjó ìgbádìyẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá ti ń gba rìbá. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú. àní ẹ̀ súnra kì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀ súnra kì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o, Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀, Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀. Oníkanṣá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún sọ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹ̀rùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sè mọ́bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀bọ̀ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́, ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà. Àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o, ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì o. Ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.